you play PUBG Mobile? Maybe you never run out of stamina. Maybe you're always aware of your surroundings. Maybe you're an amazing cook with the pan. Maybe you're a great driver. But as soon as you hear the sound of an airplane, you get into the zone. In PUBG Mobile, you all come from different walks in life. But you face the same dangers on the battleground. And you become friends. You work together to overcome the obstacles. This is PUBG Mobile. There's a number one in all of us. Welcome to the PUBG Mobile first anniversary party. PUBG Mobile, be the one.
Zombie, Darkest Night, the newest mode in the zombie universe, is here. This time, the rules are different. No more parachuting, as players will be placed at random locations on the map when the match begins, and there is no single winner. Players must work with their teammates to spend one long night in the match and stay alive until the sun comes up. Waves and waves of zombies will spawn during each of the 3 foggy periods at night, and supplies should only be scavenged when the fog fades. The main objective is not to defeat other players, though this doesn't mean they are harmless. Players may need to work with other teams when necessary, but should also watch their backs in case the Fragile Alliance goes south. This will be a unique experience for every player involved. This new mode also comes with a passive skill for every player. Understanding these skills will be the key to staying alive in this long night. Can you ride out the night?
Really hit him? Oh, nice. Here, next answer. Good start. They lost a player early on, then they went into the adrenaline going. This is a competitive match with money on the line.
Both die from the PMCO Cup, having fancy kills as well, and to the Epic and M19 who was close originally. And how many teams here? 5 or 6, maybe even 7? They all have to making it.
Yeah, they're not on the server anymore. Lux is trying to stay alive, but he's picked off by BMS.
There's still smoke sounds to cover up the angles.
Oh, Erangel.
Yeah, he's trying to see if he can get any placements.
Erangel done there. And
here we go.
4 players alive, and these nades are coming out, all on towards Epic. Oh, and they're all eating the dust.
Danny's on the stage, but we see Doctor here taking that.
Easy kill, easy picking, no problems at all. Not from one of the Epic players. Kuma under heavy pressure, and it's Flex delivering it this time around. 15th place, so Thomas is the only one left alive. He's being system fair, okay. They've got a mini cam here at the Sanhok, trying to make it down. Who's that weapon?
Both ORPG and both Blood and Soul. Africa has 200 people, but they don't push up to it. So Africa, they're getting the best here, and they're third time Blood.
Oh! Mackie tries to hold it to the cover and trying to stay up. post. Didn't check it. Can see it. Kill. Getting it done across the board. Mitchell really nice position. He jumps up. How does he get away with the first kill? Looking for the second. Champion's there, but he can't get it done. Champion manages to save the day, but he will. From jumps out. He actually gets a knock. How is he able to get that done? He then dives down to the blue, but it worked out. See things go down a little bit more in terms of the kills.
We see Kuma playing it very. Whoa.
Rodini has gone down. That's scary. Oh, this is really nice from Socket. They're dropping utility down. The grenades are coming out. Far, like you said, from far away. Very. Oh! BKB. What?
Wait, hello? There we go. Hey, why would you? This is Game Survive. They're staying in. Welcome to the lobby. They're struck.
Gonna have to leave him be.
I want to put.
He's going out for it. He's like, okay, wherever you're hiding, I'm gonna come in. And Socket gets knocked. Only one player left. Now let's push into this. He's gonna reach across the hole. The flank comes in as well. Luxor getting it done. And gonna have to walk. He's being hunted down. Surely he can hold it down. Oh no! OMGB looking down here onto the this is popped out, trying to hold on, but it's not meant to be.
Oh, this is 3 games.
Billy found us. Maybe we get a win, potentially. Still a little time.
Avenue gets taken out
on 1. Can they get any nades over that? 2 knocked players here. Socket's on his way over, they've heard him. Spraying it out. Can he make it work? No, he doesn't lead. They're able to get it, but Tron backing him up as well. And Kuma ever so slowly falling apart here. It's our second day here at the PUBG Mobile Club Open 2019. And then we're looking at 2 different groups, this time C and D. They will be battling out, going head to head to see who can come out on top and how they will affect those standings. You've got me and Larson to take you through all the games once again. 4 matches coming your way. And everything we learnt yesterday has to be put on hold for just a little bit because it's a whole new lobby, all different teams. But there's a couple of notable teams at least, right? We know 3D Max from an organization point of view, but this group is, at least in terms of name value from what we know on the outside, a little bit lesser. But to me, that makes it more exciting.
I mean, to be honest, we expected a lot from the team with Orcs yesterday. And for me, Erangel, they showed up. They showed their potential. And why they were picked up by the team, but I don't know if I should say it, but M19, they really, really disappointed me. They were not up to the standards I would expect from them. So
Agreed.
We'll have to see. Like the only signed team, as you mentioned, in this lobby looks like it's 3D Max. So we're going to be a little bit more strict towards them.
We will be strict to these teams who have been picked up by Org because it's a blessed position to see yourself in, especially in the infancy of PUBG Mobile. Now, looking at your screen at the moment, these tournament rules is in how the placements and kill points are achieved. Now, this is very heavily stacked on placement points for PUBG Mobile. It's different to what me and Lars are normally used to. We spoke about it in depth yesterday, but it is giving us some very interesting style of play. Yes, a little bit more passive. Some players kind of risking it and splitting up, but sometimes the Kuma players, is it sometimes 3-1, sometimes 1-1-1-1, sometimes 2-2 splits. It's been a wild ride, but still some of these teams seem scared to fight.
Yeah, and definitely rightfully so, because when you might be an unexperienced player or a newer player and you come into big tournaments, there's $2.5 million on the line. You might have some nerves, and then when you look at a point system like this, where you say, hey, kills are not necessarily as rewarding as placement points, then you see plays like, for example, Kuma tried to do in the first game, where they literally landed on the north, south, and then east and western sides of respectively north and south side of the map, and then they tried to like square themselves in, and hopefully one of their players could snake it in, and that didn't work, and I totally agree. Doesn't really matter. That is super placement heavy. You want to be confident in your team. You want to work together as a 4-man unit. And you just want to be able to keep as many people alive for as long as possible. Because if you manage to get to the late game and you get maybe a few smokes and nades, you have a really good chance of winning. But if you're one guy hiding, the chances of you winning are not that big.
Now, we saw it there in terms of how these matches are working out. And some of the teams there, we've got 3D Max, Team Unique, Cream Esports as well. Are some of the names, at least, I'm picking out for now based on their organizations and where they're at. It's an interesting scenario to find these teams in. Now, you can see what happened on day 1. Be My Loot. They did impress us. Got 2 wins, one on Vikendi, one on Erangel. Epic Gang at the end managing to close that very interesting game, how it came down to the circle, and the other team, I think it was Welcome to the Lobby, that had to try and push out into it. But today, today, we're going for a similar style, just different groups. So starting with Vikendi, going on to Miramar, and then ending with 2 Erangel games. And it's going to be an interesting affair because it is new faces we get to see here, but also it's all about who can get off to that great start, right,
Yeah.
to make things a little bit easier for themselves.
I think we can just do a small recap of what we talked about yesterday, because we have 4 different maps. We have Vikendi, we have Miramar, we have Erangel. Vikendi is brand new, and what you'll see is that Vikendi has probably some of the roughest terrain to actually play in all of the PUBG maps, so playing compounds is super powerful. So I expect players to play compounds or beach compounds a lot more than you see on the other maps. Miramar, you have so much terrain, and since the terrain is really rough, it's not necessarily that good to drive. So you'll see a lot of people try to leave their vehicles a little bit earlier than normal and then play some of the terrain, but also some of the compounds, but a lot more terrain than the other maps. And then on the Erangel, you know, it's everyone's bread and butter. Everybody's played it since the beginning. And everybody knows like the really good spots you can play in the terrain and the buildings. And like the terrain is not super rough in terms of Miramarness, so you can drive really well throughout the entire game. So I expect to see a lot of chaos on Vikendi. People, they're not tried and tested, right? So they have to figure out a way still. And like I said, the terrain is actually really rough.
And I think people can sometimes kind of like, they get a little bit caught off guard by it, right? Now, if you want to know more about what's going on here at the Club Open, you can head to the website below. You can make sure you can check out all the content that's going on there. If you want to know more, if you want to find out finer details of what's going on here, we've got 300 teams all across multiple regions, all battling it out. And at the moment, you are watching the European broadcast. They're the teams we're going to be covering. And also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because all of the VODs, all the content, all the matches from other regions are going to be uploaded there, which means you might want to be saying, okay, look, I want to take a look at Europe, but I'm not awake during the time that maybe the Indian region's going, for example. Then you can always go back and watch that, get all your PUBG Mobile action, and maybe we'll be seeing you guys competing in one of these events coming up as well, because it is going to get to the point where more players are now going to say, okay, there's $2.5 million on the line. I need to get myself some of that bread.
Yeah, and if you're wondering what region you can do it from, it's literally all regions across the world. I can't do this by heart. I'm not that smart.
You have to read.
But let's just go with China, Europe, India, Japan, Korea, Middle East, North America, South America, Southeast Asia, and the wildcard region. If you're not in one of those regions, you can participate through the wildcard.
And that is absolutely insane. This is catered to everyone to try and get a piece of the prize. Now, it's not an easy thing to do, right? There's so many teams battling it out, but this is an amazing opportunity to find yourself getting some competitive mobile esports, some competitive PUBG mobile esports to kick off your career if you want to.
Yeah, and a lot of people are actually wondering, how do you get into esports? Well, I used to be a PUBG PC player pro, and the way I started out was literally I knew a buddy from an old game, and we used to do really good in this other game, and then just, hey, do you just want to go play a few games with me? And then, you know, we just started playing together. We found a few more friends. And then when the tournament comes up, usually every tournament there is, everybody can sign up. And if you just practice with the same guys for a while and you manage to do well, then it could be you at this tournament, potentially.
See, I've got a similar story to you because I was a pro many years ago. I'm old. I'm on my deathbed as it comes into it, hitting nearly that 30 years old age. If there's anyone around that age, yes, we are represented in some way within this. But I started when I was 13, back in 2003, played Counter-Strike. But I started with my friends all from school. And then we just played for fun. And then we realized, wait, there's something else in this game. You can play in competitions. And esports is just growing and growing and growing. Now you look at the prize money, you look at the opportunities to travel the world. Me and you are both sat here in Ukraine at the moment, commentating away, living the dream. So there is so much opportunity for people to get involved. So if you're seeing this, go and download PUBG Mobile now. Start getting some games on. And also, hey, I'll play some games with people because I'm far too addicted to playing at the moment. If you see a naked English guy with the name Banks Esports running around, that is me because I don't have any skins.
You don't have the red panties?
I just take all the skins. No, I don't have the red panties. I know you love my red panties, Larson, but I can't put them on there only for you, not for the broadcast.
I see.
We are going to get into Vikendi now, though. We've got 59 players alive, 16 teams still in it, and this is match 5 overall, but it's the first match for Group C and Group D.
I'm just trying to look at some of these names here so we can put them down, because we had a similar team as the Auro Square yesterday, but these are literally just called Auro Square.
Yes, this is
They're not Team Romania.
So, just to confuse us, and if you watched yesterday, Romania, as we just had pointed out there by Larson, they have the same tag, but the difference is the Romanian team is all lowercase except the R, and RO Squared is RO in capitals and then SQ in lowercase. As Rest over here, he's having a look around, Sol K. He can hear what's going on, and he's going to look in to try and get an opening kill. Spots a player up in the corner, doesn't react just yet. Follows him down, well aware of the position, but he's just going to keep himself a little bit hidden for now. He's watching what's going on. He's thinking, all right, I see what you guys are up to. I've got a few of my teammates around, but I'm not willing to take this challenge just yet.
Yeah, and as you can see, Team 13 there, they're all staying together, so if they were to get a knock, they'd be able to rest. Team 14 here, they're trying to box them in, also playing together. I like this. One thing I think is really, really important is to always play off your team, so if you get knocked, you could potentially trade, or you have a way easier way to get a rest back up. And this is something we've seen a lot throughout this tournament thus far, that these teams land together with each other. They're up more often than not to actually try to fight the opposing team. And to me, that is a little bit worrying in the sense that every single day, these lobbies will be switched up, will switch out 8 teams, and the next game they play Vikendi, these guys might not be here. Usually when you want to fight in the early game is to say, hey, this town is my town, and we don't allow anyone else here. At least, I don't know. If you lose a player this early, it just limits how much you can actually progress further into the game, and it limits your chances of winning. So I don't think it's super beneficial to try and like fight for a city, especially in this format when the next day they play, they're against 8 new teams, and they don't know for sure if the team they're against right now is in their group or one of the groups that will be swapped out.
Now, Larson, one thing I want to point out, we've come away from this team, but you saw Team 14 rest. They were sat there, and they knew that other team was around them, very near this team, Team 13 on your screens at the moment. And what they did, they've all hidden. They've all decided, okay, we're not going to engage in this fight. We're not risking it. And I really respect that, because that's the first time we've seen it where a team early on has not even took a few shots or anything. They've seen it and gone, all right, you have the space. We're staying alive. We're playing the long game.
Yeah, and the reason for that is you have to understand it might not be the most exciting thing to watch, but these guys, as we mentioned, they're fighting for top 2 position between 32 teams, and you don't get that top position.
Oh, no! Unlucky runs into a building. He's just chilling. Yura walking away with a kill, and that's so easy for him to pick up. The question is, where's the rest of his team? Where are his teammates to help him out there? Because a refrag could come in.
You hate to see that. Everybody have done this. You're like, you're playing your public game. You're like, oh, hey, I'm just going to take a sip of my coffee. These stores are closed, so we can go in. And then, oh, no.
Game over.
But yeah, this is why you should never go alone. If he had a teammate with him there, or 2 or 3, then they would have been able to trade. But how do you predict that, James? I don't think you can. So just a sneaky guy sitting in a corner.
So it's even harder on mobile, right, in comparison to doing it on PC. But I just call that the lazy peek. And we might just see another one happen here. And straight away, they're just hiding around. More kills looking to come in, but he's got his teammates to help him out. They're spraying away. He's low on health, and he's going to be eliminated. Walks away with only a knock. And Unique played it exactly the way you just explained how it should be played. Yeah.
What are the chances that this one solo guy runs into one solo guy, and then the full format team is like, we're going to punish you now?
Yep. You're going to pay the price. Now, the point we were just making, right, and this is where it does get interesting, is in terms of how this can work out, especially when you're looking at it from the mobile perspective, I call what that guy did on the first one a lazy peek, because he ran in and didn't check any corners.
Yeah.
Don't lazy peek.
No.
In competitive games, when you're trying to get big wins, you're trying to get kills, check all your corners. I don't care if it takes you a few extra seconds. Be smart.
It doesn't matter if it's competitive play or not. Whenever you go into a building and you want to have a good experience playing PUBG, take it slow, clear every corner. You'd actually be surprised by how many people find satisfaction just sitting in a corner. And I'm sure there's a few out there, even though I really dislike you. James is raising his hand. I hate people who sit in a corner like that. But you just want to check them, like James said.
I'll be honest, right? I've had it before where I literally jumped into a lobby. My teammates are all just really dumb. And I'm like, okay, they've just left me and they've gone off. So I'm just going to sit in the building because it was the best option I had. I was like, I'm going to have to just play the long game. So I've been that guy. I'll admit it. I'll take the hits on this. But I agree with you. The best and fun way to play is to just be smart with it. Camping is very boring overall. But I was just like, I want to win. Don't ruin my win ratio.
That's so true.
So I started playing Vikendi. You know, I said to you, I just have not played Vikendi. Yesterday and this morning, I played a couple of games of Vikendi on mobile. And the first place I started to go was Dino Park, just because I like the name. Place has got some good loot. It's still within the circle right now. I'm hoping that I'm going to learn a little bit more as we're doing this on Vikendi, of where I might be taking some drop spots from some of these teams that could be key areas to go down.
I have a hard time pronouncing all the names, so I just don't even try. I like how you went for the safe one with Dino Park. Then I'll just say I landed a lot at the Vinery. It's just really good loot there. I found out that was the best loot, so I just stayed there.
Now, the thing for me was I literally only picked Dino Park on a like, oh, it's got a cool name. Let's go. That was my full reason for it. It was either like that or Castle. When I'm looking at the other spots, though, I'm going to be looking over these games of Vikendi and start
Have you tried
to
the
think,
snowmobiles?
no.
Ooh, they're so fun. One thing
Are
you're
they good
noticing
to- are they
here,
easy to
look at the
control?
guy up to the right. He's going twice the speed because in the snow. If you drive these vehicles on the road, they go way slower. I'd assume these people would know this, but you don't send the road with the snowmobiles.
No,
They
that makes
go
a
way
lot of
faster
sense.
in the snow.
How does it work on terrain? Because I haven't used one yet. So is it good in that sense, like going up and down the hills?
Yeah, it's great on terrain, but if you drive on actual roads, it's just
Yeah.
really, really slow.
Ooh.
So it just cruises along all the snow and all the terrain area.
Interesting to see how those snowmobiles are going to be used in the latter stages of the game. We speak about vehicle usage so much, and we've seen some key plays come out here from teams in the first set of games that we had yesterday.
I'm
Actually
against
been able
this
to
though,
do it.
James, sorry. Look at this. These guys are in the blue and they're still looting.
They're
in the
like,
first
let's
circle.
take the damage
Oh.
for no reason. Ooh.
OBS spots a guy. Oh no, he crashed.
Luckily, he can't hit his shot, so he's staying alive for now. This is not ideal.
Oh, and OBS is almost alone. His teammates are coming, but he's getting pushed by all the unique members now. Gets taken down immediately. And his friends is just further up the hill, but he saw that his teammate got made. Oh, he just immediately flushed and decides to pull away. We're talking about this so much. Play together with your team.
Yeah.
Imagine if I have one more teammate. If they get a knock onto unique straight away, then they might not have pushed, and they might have been like, "Oh no!" But
Backed away just a little bit, knowing that there was more players there. And the fact, obviously, he sprayed so much, missed the opening shots there onto the vehicle. The guy jumps out the vehicle, confident knowing his teammates are there. Works out very well for Unique, but it's something the other team can certainly learn from here in OBS.
definitely, I just want to see as further we get along. I want to see people backing each other up, not so much of just playing alone and far away from each other. Even though this guy might have seen some enemies, like, hey guys, there's really easy kills here. If his
Yeah.
teammate doesn't come over to him, he should just try and disengage. Because more than likely, even though you get a knock, but if there's 3 more enemies, there's not a good chance of you even finishing that knock, and you're probably gonna end up dying.
You never want to see that happen. You got to play the long game. You got to play the smart game here.
This is not a good terrain to drive in the Dacia. The Dacia goes really well on the roads, but unlike the snowmobile, it doesn't go fantastic off-road. So it's gonna go a little bit slower, and it's gonna be very slippery for it to drive, and they're going down a mountain. Oh, James, what do you think about water? And
Oh, no. Oh, no.
that is a lot of water. And if you look at the river between the castle, so if you look at Vosto, which is the city in the middle, everything north of that little river in the middle is ice, but everything south of it, which is in the circle now, is just water. So you can't cross that bit at all unless you decide to swim.
And that's never a good idea. And you can easily be picked off swimming around. People will be looking out for that.
This is a really, really tough circle, especially because it's like, how much is that? 60 or 70% of it is water?
Yeah.
So all these teams are just going to be pushed closer and closer to each other, like we can see here. Team 4 and Team 6, they're just one building away from each other, essentially.
And there's potential depending on the circle, right? Like you said, as it gets teams closer, it's going to force out some fights earlier than we would normally expect.
Yeah, and we can also see why there's so many teams not in the circle yet, just because there's actually that little space to play from right
Yeah.
now, in comparison to what you normally would have.
And that's the thing, right? Trying to fight back into this and say like, oh, yeah, okay, look, we want to take some of these spots. If you're one of these late teams rotating in, you've lost opportunities to take some key compounds in that circle.
Definitely, and you just expect most compounds to be occupied, and that's why you see teams going this slow. But I like it, slow and steady. You go from one place, you use your scopes to scout further ahead, and then you can move from compound to compound or hill to hill. And that way you can more likely than not to find a compound rather than, just charging through, seeing if you get shot at. That's not the best way to scout if there's people at a compound. So I like it when people go slow and steady. Look at this spot, for example. I don't know all the spots in Vikendi, but this looks really, really nice. It's just above the cement factory, and I'd assume you can see everything. So if they want a compound, it's just free for the taking, because they can see if it's occupied or not.
And they'll have a bit of high ground to shoot up on from if they want to try and challenge it from there as we come to look at row squared.
This is what I don't understand. When on the list they're called ROSQ.
Yeah.
So do we call them ROSQ or do we call them RO square? They're listed as ROSQ.
I assume it's square, so let's just go for Rose Square. Rose Square is now the name that you guys have been given. Because otherwise, just ROSQ is really long-winded to say.
Rescue. Then we can call them Rescue.
Rescue, Roscue, they're
Unique
under
depth
fire.
when showing really good potential this match, and they're hitting some long-range shots. It is VP taking shots onto Team 1 down here, and they've gotten the knocks, but maybe Unique can flush up some of these kills.
And the thing is, WPX, they may be engaging in this fight. They're taking down a few members of CZ. But Unique are also chiming in from the top. And look, they don't know where to go. They're thinking, what the hell's going on? How long is it going to be before they actually notice where they're being fired on?
So VP is white pulse, and did they manage to flush up a full team? I saw them getting at least 2 or 3 kills down at this compound, defending themselves.
Yeah, they definitely, they did well in the firing back and taking on the team that was in that compound. But Unique were also trying to pick them apart, but couldn't actually get any finishing kills there. So still 14 teams remain as we're getting ready to see what's coming in the next circle.
I'm trying to learn all the names here, but I feel like today we've gotten a little bit unlucky. So their in-game clan text doesn't really match with the list there is.
Yeah, it's a bit of an interesting set of choices, to say the least.
So I'm trying to say, okay, these guys are what? TDK.
Just so you guys know, and I'm talking to the teams right now, if you've got a funny nickname or a funny team name, we'll do our best. But if it doesn't make sense, we're calling you out on that.
I'm looking at our list. There's nothing with TDK at all. Like if you just look at the names here on our list, there's nothing that could be TDK. So it's really confusing. Either way, Team 16, they found a way in the circle. Here, you can up to stay on the side, but I just like trying to take more ground as early as possible. Because the further you wait with moving deeper into the zone, it might be harder to rotate. But the argument for staying on the side is if you have a lot of vehicles, you can always keep them safe. And you'll end up going somewhere eventually with those vehicles. And if you move early, you might lose them because of people have more angles than you early in the game compared to later on. So there's arguments for staying on the edge, keeping your vehicles safe, or trying to be a little bit more greedy early on and going deeper into the zone.
Try to do some quick research on.
Yeah, and we
on
just
what
see
TDK
most teams
stands
are
for.
just settling down right now. They're having a compound. But James, the blue's closing in, and most of these teams are going to have to move soon.
Yeah, it's decision time on where they want to go. And that's the real difficult thing, like you said, right? We're fighting off so much of the water area. Compounds are definitely going to be taken now. With still 14 teams remaining and not a lot of land to work off of. And there we go. That's what this is going to be rough. Oh, there's literally basically no teams inside that portion.
And it looks like the only compounds are just by the water, and I don't expect that to be in for long. So when you look on the right side of the circle, there's a lot of hills towards that area. Up to the northwest, there's also a bit of a hillside you can play. But towards the center of that circle, it's really, really, really bare. And that cannot fit a lot of teams. And right now, I think this is the slowest game we've seen thus far, with 14 teams and 50 people alive past Circle 4. So they've played really passive thus far, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But oh boy, they do not have a lot of options to play from right now. As soon as those edges get occupied, it's going to be really hard to find a spot to play. Wait, he got shot out of the... Look at those shots. That's a drive-by. You don't get to see those very often.
Sometimes it can just work out as WPX, White Pulse, trying to make their way here to do some extra damage, get a few more kills up on the board. 2 knocked players here for DM, though. This is less than ideal.
And they actually get fully wiped here. These were the guys. They got helped by the US that drove past and just laser beamed the guy inside the compound. You know, I don't know. I don't think I've ever done that in that fashion. I love when you see the confidence in these players. So just having fun, having a good time, and sometimes you just manage to hit some amazing shots.
So that will see DM Storm eliminated, sadly for them. Trying to hold on, but wasn't meant to be.
I don't know why. Whenever I see people camping below a bridge, I'm just like, this is a fantastic spot. Because this late into the game, you just can't be seen from anywhere. And it's actually really good cover. We see Team 12 here. They have a little bit of a split, a 3-1 split, trying to take as much real estate as possible. As long as you don't get pushed, it's really good. But if their solo player gets scouted out that he's alone, he can get punished for it. So you have to be really careful here. See his
more
solo
shots.
player.
Wow. Holding on strong as well.
Mm-hmm.
Playing it, hiding behind the rocks, using it to his advantage, trying to find a way into that circle.
Yeah, they're still not inside, and as we could see in the minimap, his entire team was outside the zone.
Rest have got themselves a nice spot, one of the few compounds that are in there. Unique's going to be heavily challenged now. WPX trying to get involved, but Unique are going to start things off well, get themselves a couple of downs straight away. And Unique, they're going to try and hold on to this, but they need to work together. There's a little bit too much hiding going on. He goes in for a bit of the revive, but actually manages to get that knockdown onto last. This is looking strong, and Nade's coming out as well. Old Boy needs to do some serious damage. They also need to try and get these revives off. It's actually an interesting position. The nade goes off, damage being done, and White Pulse, they're eliminated.
This was actually a team I missed in the lobby, Team Unique. They're also a pretty big organization, and they played really well thus far. Like, seeing how well they play in Vikendi,
Yeah.
that's a big sign that they're going to do well as well, because these guys are playing with confidence. You saw them getting breached, so like, this is our compound, and they just ran out with no fear. And, I mean, you can be brave, but these guys actually were also hitting their shots.
Well, that's a really good point, right? Because there's one thing about being rolled up on and just trying to hold your compound. They came out and were like, "You're going to do this? We're ready." And they just came out all guns blazing. The grenades rolled in at the end there as well. Solid start from Unique. The question is, will any more teams try to challenge them at this point? Because they're going to have to start to make a move soon into this circle. And there is just so little space to work with here, Larson. This is going to be, in the next, like, 30 seconds to a minute, so much action is going to unfold.
Yeah, we're going to be down to about 7 teams after the circle is done. And as you're seeing, people are just getting in the vehicles, hoping for the best.
Lots of cars as well. I know you like to see it, Larson. They're trying to use it to their advantage. And they're going to need the cover with the lack of compounds coming in.
There's pretty much only this compound and then the city by the water. But other than that, you have to crash a tree, crash a rock. I don't think there's many good wedges you can play off, but this is going to be really tough making your way into the zone. I actually like this. Playing by the water is really, really good here. Because you know there's going to be nobody behind you in the water. And even if there were, they can't shoot at you. So that's a really good place to get to if you can get there safe and sound.
Rest is still putting in the work, though. It's Asterion they're trying to take down. Only 2 players left alive for it. They got 2 knocked.
Our square here getting pushed a bit by one guy. They easily defend them off. Look at this mayhem. Everybody's just trying to find any piece of...
The kill feed is being lit up right now. Everyone is just dropping down. And this is because they are fighting for very small areas.
We see Team 9 here. They've spotted the teams across from them, but they're in the circle. So even though we've seen a few knocks being traded back and forth, there's nobody feeling the need to push them, because you can just wait for the circle to update and then, well, one of the teams might have to move. Or they might both stay, and then if they don't have to fight each other and finish each other off, then you can get higher placement points. So,
easy pickup. Looking for the second one. Does a lot of damage with it as well. Yura maybe taking damage from the blue, but he's also putting the hurt back onto some of the players in front of him. CRM's come up into this as well, and they lost a player early on to Rose Square when they were trying to fight him off, but they are still believing that they can hang in there for a little bit longer. Great use of the vehicles and the smokes, Larson, which we love to see.
Definitely, and I'm loving to see how creative teams get to find these spots they can play from. Have you ever played here? I don't think so. Did you just manage to make your own compounds wherever there's just a little bit of cover and fending off? And that is why I love Battlegrounds. You can do so many crazy and unique plays, and here we see Team Unique. They just found a rock and a little bit of a slope, and they're good to go. A rock and a few trees, and you have yourself a safe spot. But I believe that was the last vehicle.
Ultra getting shot up on. Double knocks coming in there from Rose Square. Unique still chiming up on this as well. There's so much happening, and now there's 3 down players all next to each other. That car's under fire as well. Ultra Stark is in such a good position, at least to keep himself alive for now. Going to get the first aid kit off, but will he be able to get a chance to get the revives in? His teammates need some serious help.
Is he popping a smoke grenade? Didn't his teammate just get killed there a second ago?
Oh no.
Oh no.
This is scary. You can see him as well. They're so close.
All right, teammate decided. We're not in the zone. We have to fight for a compound. They're taking shots across the road or under the bridge, but Team 12 here, they're just biding their time. I don't even know if they're aware of this, that there's a team at the compound they're actually at.
The B13 Golden Boys.
He's
Trying
on
to keep
fire.
going. Oh no, oh no. Where's he running to? He's trying to stay alive. Takes a lot of damage, but he won't get knocked down just yet. Asterion here, they're all under the bridge, but this is less than ideal. They've taken a lot of damage, and if anyone wants to barrel some nades out towards them, they're so clustered together, it can be devastating. And look at your favorite panties, Larson.
Oh no. Wait, I thought I just want you to have them.
Oh, I'll put them on for you later. Off camera, of course.
Unique, they're still racking up the kills. Actually, I say that and they immediately lose 2 players getting knocked. We see Teammate, they're still fighting with asterisks around the bridge. Is that Unique fully out? I think that's...
No way.
Looks like it.
Oh dear,
Wait,
Unique.
I can't tell because we're still at Tech Seams. But I just seen a lot of Unique's
Yeah.
players getting lit up here. Asterix, they're under so much pressure as we see Team 5 and Teammate just pinching them down. They're holding on to dear life in a few smokes, trying to keep resting them, but they're surely not going to stay alive long as we see Teammate here getting a few more knocks onto them, and MG killing them from the other side, and that's it for Asterin. They're out in 6th place.
Full respect to 99 Problems, by the way. They've got Asterion on one side. They have another team in B13 Golden Boys right on the edge of them. And they're just taking their time. Look at this. They're waiting. They know, like, okay, you're going to come to us. We've got the compound. We've got the advantage. You guys can fight. And if we want your third party, it ran ready.
Yeah, they just let Teammate roll up to them, and then it didn't make any noise. And I actually believe that it was Team 5 here, MG, that shot 99 Problems first. So it looks like Teammate here, they've spotted them and they know they're there. They definitely know.
Kingsman, beautiful work there. Very small gap to fire between manages to get the knock.
Our squad though, they're pushing up behind Teammate. They've heard this team fight, they've been laying low. They want a piece of the pie now. Pushing down towards knocking one, flushing one. We only have 2 members alive now. Hucking a vehicle. Could you imagine you had a grenade here?
Rose Square are coming up on cleanup duty. No grenades going out just yet. Players getting knocked across the board as they are going to try and get the revive done. But that circle damage is going to be ever so close. And we see another pop come in. And this makes things very interesting. Still fighting up towards this bridge. So actually hiding under the bridge may have been a good idea.
MG, they're up to 9 kills already. They've been really good at securing the breach and just killing people that have been approaching them.
Oh, Mello just spraying through the smoke. Manages to get a knockdown. If you can get a grenade out as well, that would be huge. Got the Molotov in his hand.
Up the vehicles. Just keep spraying. There's no reason to not just to rain down bullets right now. Whether that the Molotov was just a little bit short, and the nade does a little bit of damage to the knocked person, but I want to see just people, you know, spray and pray. That can be a very good tactic.
Oh no, Andy! He didn't look. He couldn't aim in time. Now his teammate Mello pushing up. They've got a knocked player in front of him. Comes out spraying, tries to make it work. His teammate goes down. Mello unable to save him. Needs to be able to aggress this. The door gets popped open. He comes in trying to take the shots off. Does a nice bit of damage but can't find the knock. Mello's just going on the hunt. He's trying to take them all down. Walks straight into Kingsman. And he's going to be knocked and finished off. As B13 Golden Boys, they're still in it despite how much pressure has been put towards them.
Yeah, you can say though, you have 2 more teammates. Just play together with your team.
Yep.
You don't need to be a one-man army here. MG, 10 kills now, and they're just taking control over the entire circle. They do have 1 snake to the south of them, as we can see in the minimap. They have to be aware of that, but look at them. They're trying to take a bunch of control of the circle and make sure nobody leaves this compound alive.
The Rose Square have now been eliminated.
How have teammates here lost, or not lost, but forgot about 99 Problems?
I know, it's crazy. Like,
I
99
guess-
Problems have had it for so long.
I guess teammates are just still staying outside the one wall. They're afraid to move, or maybe they're just pinched down by MG here, so they can't move at all.
Oh, this could be a good nade. Fires it off. Won't connect with anyone just yet. An Ultra player gets knocked down. 99 Problems. The fact they're allowed 1 player to stay alive for this long and now pushed himself in the top 3, this is huge. MG largely in charge. They've got 1 knocked player, but they'll be able to get the revive up no problem. But this is where things get dicey. Who's going to be forced out of position first?
MG has most of the circle, and they have really good line of sight on towards the last 2 remaining teams. They're up to 11 kills already, James.
I love this from Sade as well. You've got Vasil on the bridge still. Sade working his way around, but they're not overextending. They're just poking out at different angles, saying, how much can we see here? What information can we gather? Now, the only real way that 99 Problems can have a good chance in this is if they allow both MG and B13 to fire off against each other and do some damage, and then he pops out. But even then, you're asking a lot of one man.
Yeah, and I was about to say the only chance that Team 8 here gets a chance to even do so is with the use of utility, but we saw him. He had 3 smokes, he already threw up a bunch. They might be able to sneak up in Team 5 here, but we'll see. Team
Great
5
use
is in
of
such a good
smokes.
spot. Wait, is he on top of the roof here? That's a neat little position.
Oh, Gronzi tries to sneak through the smokes that MG had placed down. Eats a lot of bullets his way. Will get knocked down. His teammate's not going to be close enough. It's now up to Kingsman to do a lot of damage, do a lot of work. They line up for him, but he's unable to get it. Sade finds the kill, and now it's into a 2-team. And all it is Nukes sat there all alone, still in the same building, saying, okay, I've managed top 2. I've done well.
Is he going to deny the points? He's not even going for it. Oh, well, you can't blame him. That's a very good tactic, and sometimes it does net you higher points, but
Boom.
James, he used painkillers instead of a first aid.
Errors. Small errors cost you a lot there. MG will take the win, and they do it with a very good score there. You see in total that's going to be 9, 10, 12,
8
13.
plus 5? Yeah, that sounds right. 13 kills.
Quick maths. We're done. We got it. 13 kills and a win there for MG in the opening game of Vikendi. Now, one thing I'll say that was very different between our first set of games, especially the first game on Vikendi, there's a few teams I can definitely highlight here.
Yeah.
MG, unique. I could certainly talk about B13 as well. They used them cars really well. They pinned themselves down, got them into a nice position there. Unfortunate how it went down at the end. They just maybe overextended a little bit. Rose Square certainly looked good, but they made a bit questionable decisions when we saw Mello was like,
Yeah.
I'm alone. I can be the hero. And then it didn't work out.
But I do like the signs of life that we saw teams are playing confident and playing together. A few times we saw a few solo players get out, but you know,
It happens.
it's sometimes you just want to be like, I carried this game. I did something amazing. I want to get on the YouTube montage later on.
This is the Lazy Peak moment. Mr. I think that's falling from my bad eyesight from here, even though I wear glasses.
He went inside without even have a weapon in his hand.
Yeah,
That's
he was
the
just
double
chilling.
lazy.
Hey, I like that. So a lazy peek is if you run in with a weapon, guys, at home, and then you don't check any corners. A double lazy peek is when you come in, just all bare hands and think, oh, I can just run in, and you still don't check anything, because then there's no way you're going to be able to pull that gun out in time and do some crazy 360 headshots. It's just not going to happen.
Here we see Unique getting crashed, but even though they get a few members knocked down, they trade back and forth.
Yeah.
They're still confident in taking the fight, and what an aid to finish it off there. Here, it's so hard to always keep eyes on the blue here, and there's nothing you do about a guy sneaking up behind you. Here, Ultra, they're just getting caught. As we said, it's so scarce with cover, and unless you have a ton of smoke grenades to make a way forward, there's no way of moving in. Here, I was glad they're actually doing all right, but once they had 2 knocks, I believe, at the same time, I would have liked to see them all push down together.
Yeah.
But instead, they ended up losing 2 players that ran in alone, and that's not how you close out games. You don't go one by one by one. You want to play together while you have all 4 alive, and use the advantage of having more people alive. And that's potentially what makes you win or lose games. And here we just see MG, they're 4 alive, they're playing it safe, playing off each other, and if one gets knocked, he'll be able to trade, and they close out the game there with style.
A very solid game there from MG as well, because we spoke about that bridge control they had, even when the circle moved. What I loved most was just that utility usage at the end. They threw all the smokes down. They weren't even risking one player being caught off guard. And then you saw B13, Gronzi, he was like there going, oh, I can use it to my advantage. And they were like, don't try it, and just sprayed him down and finished
and it's
him off.
actually a lot easier when you have super high ground against them. You can sometimes see them moving from smoke to smoke.
Yeah,
Whereas if
little
they were
gap.
in level ground, then he would be impossible to see.
Smart use of smoke, smart plays from a lot of teams here. Exciting first game straight off the bat.
And if you want to know more about this competition tournament or about this tournament, go to clubopen.pubgmobile.com, where you can see the standings and everything about this tournament, the format, and just the rules in general. If you want to know anything, you go to clubopen.pubgmobile.com.
And also, if you missed any of the games, or you didn't see yesterday's games, you can look back on the YouTube channel and see it on all of the VODs. Do make sure you subscribe to that YouTube channel as well, because there's plenty more PUBG Mobile action coming your way from all the regions. And that's what's the beauty of it, because, yes, we're commentating this region on right now, but some of the other regions we can't watch. So even we're going back and saying, all right, let's have a look and let's see what's been going on through the other regions. Because what's going to be interesting is, yes, this is all the moment, just regional fights. When it comes down to the finals for that $2.5 million, That's when it's going to get interesting. How are the top boys from each area going to be able to fight off against each other?
Yeah, we're going to have the top 16 teams across 10 regions battling it out in July, I believe it is in Berlin, for the first time that all these international teams meet each other. And that's what we're fighting for now. Europe will have 2 slots.
Yeah.
So we have 32 teams right now battling for just 2 spots.
2 spots is all that will remain in Europe. Out of 32 teams, we'll be whittling that down ever so shortly. Game 2 will be coming your way in just a few seconds, but what we're going to do before that is go to a break, catch ourselves a get a little bit of a drink, food, snacks, get ourselves energized. I recommend you do the same, and we'll see you very soon.
Zombie, Darkest Night, the newest mode in the zombie universe, is here. This time, the rules are different. No more parachuting, as players will be placed at random locations on the map when the match begins, and there is no single winner. Players must work with their teammates to spend one long night in the match and stay alive until the sun comes up. Waves and waves of zombies will spawn during each of the 3 foggy periods at night, and supplies should only be scavenged when the fog fades. The main objective is not to defeat other players, though this doesn't mean they are harmless. Players may need to work with other teams when necessary, but should also watch their backs in case the Fragile Alliance goes south. This will be a unique experience for every player involved. This new mode also comes with a passive skill for every player. Understanding the skills will be the key to staying alive in this long night. Can you ride out the night?
Do you play PUBG Mobile? Maybe you never run out of stamina. Maybe you're always aware of your surroundings. Maybe you're an amazing cook with the pan. Maybe you're a great driver. But as soon as you hear the sound of an airplane, you get into the zone. In PUBG Mobile, you all come from different walks in life. But you face the same dangers on the battleground. And you become friends. You work together to overcome the obstacles. This is PUBG Mobile. There's a number 1 in all of us. Welcome to the PUBG Mobile first anniversary party. PUBG Mobile. Be the one.
1 year ago today, PUBG Mobile went online in over 200 countries. On the 1-year anniversary of the game, we're here with you to witness the honor and the glory. The Anniversary Royale Pass will go live as scheduled with the usual variety of rewards and a load of anniversary exclusive items, such as the brilliant anniversary outfit, the retro anniversary set, and the L&Q Chicken M762 finish. Don't miss out. PUBG Mobile, be the one. UC spent Royale Pass will be fully refunded as your Royale Pass ranks up, so you can buy next season's pass. Royale Pass, you deserve it. Royale Pass Season 6 is here. This season's theme is 1-year anniversary of PUBG Mobile, with lots of rare items. We've also added lots of more realistic and hardcore items to your Royale Pass rewards. Turn yourself into an elite soldier. UC spent Royale Pass will be fully refunded as your Royale Pass ranks up, so you can buy next season's pass. Royale Pass.
Ha! Gotcha. Royale Pass. You deserve it.
Hey, buddy.
Yo, Mike, are you ready?
Wait. Should I go with the UMP9 or use it?
Sun's out, guns out.
Gear up for summer.
You ready?
Okay. Well,
Ready?
Sorry. I'm late.
Any plans for fall break?
Happy graduation!
you made it, bro. So proud of you.
Sorry I'm late. What a day.
I hear ya.
Get this.
on!
Hey,
Watch out! Take this!
that's a real battleground.
Are you ready?
Miramar is coming up next for match 2 for Group C and D. And to give everyone back home a little bit of a taster of what's been happening, now you can view this on the Club Open PUBG Mobile website. You know where to head over to that. But me and Larson will give you a quick breakdown. So Magic, MG, they came away with a first place and they got 30 placement points and then 13 kill points, giving them 43. Now, less than our first winner for Group A and B, right? They had 17 kill points on the win off the back of it. But that's a good start either way. 99 problems. That second place netted them, only having 2 kill points, right? But they got 22 placement points for it, which is the huge reason why just hiding away sometimes, sitting back, chilling, can work out.
Definitely, and we see that working out for the solo guy, just hiding in the shack. And those 99 public imps, they were pinned down there for the longest time. Because first they were fighting with, I believe, Asterix, which was underneath the bridge. Then we had Team 8 pull up on the other side of the fence of the compound. And then Magic, our game winner, took over the bridge after Asterix got defeated. And we can see the scoreboard here.
Hey, we got the scoreboard. I'm down. I love it. So in terms of how that actually worked out, despite 99 problems actually coming in second place, right, they only walked away with actually third place because B13 Golden Boys, they managed to get the job done with 27. Rose Squared up there in 4th. Team Unique, now a lot of kills, 8 kills up on there, but got eliminated early on there, less than ideal for them. But still, they can be happy with how that performance was overall, I'd say.
What I just want to point out from Unique is they had to make a lot of really tough rotations.
Yeah.
And the circle prior to where they died, they had to use their last vehicle in the sense that it got blown up. So they didn't have much choice to get into the next circle. And from where they were, I believe they were on the far right side of the circle and had to move to the far left. And when you use your smokes, your cars are blown up, there's much you can do. But as long as they were in the fight, they were showing really good signs of life. And I expect a lot more from Unique throughout the last 3 games of today.
Now, if anyone was watching the broadcast yesterday for Europe, we found a team called Kuma, and they gave us some very interesting moments. We have not yet found a Kuma in this lobby, which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing, could be less entertaining for me personally, but either way, we'll see if another team decides to do that. It's a bit of fun we're having with that team, who actually did have a good performance at the very last game. So now on Miramar, very difficult map for rotations, a little bit harder for vehicles playing into it. You really can't afford to be kind of making these early mistakes in real rotations because you will quickly find yourself being caught off guard.
And the toughest part for me, as I used to be a pro player, I used to be an in-game leader, is keeping the vehicles safe and sound until about circle 5, where that's usually the time where you can say, okay, now you can actually manage to play the rest of the game on foot. But if you were to lose your vehicles and you're in a bad spot in the zone, it's so devastating to try and make it across the big open terrains, so usually leading to you running like across a big field, then you have to run up a mountain, and usually on all these mountains and hilltops there's just people above on top of them shooting down on you. Makes it just, whew. You want your vehicles, but then again, when you think about driving around the Miramar, usually people, they set up roadblocks so you can't use the roads, and when you have to drive up the hills, you're just slow, it's bumpy, and Picado is occupied by 3 teams here. I like this. Picado was a great place, and we didn't have anybody landing Picado yesterday.
This is going to be a rough ride for one team for sure, right? There's always going to be some sort of fight. I don't think they're all going to back away quite happily here. But the circle popped, and it was pretty fair. It was always a little bit towards the middle, gone down more towards the southwest. But I think a lot of teams were already inside of it, which will give them a better opportunity to say, okay, we can define a little bit of a position advantage here and kind of try and grab some space where we want. Oh, dear.
Is he going to be lazy or is he going to be double lazy? Oh, no, he sees him, right? He saw him.
He got the weapon out.
He only had a
Go
Winchester.
back to the fight. I want to see that.
Yeah, it's okay.
There we go. Okay. He needs to be careful.
He has a Winchester only, though, and I don't think he has any body armor. He has a helmet.
I like it, though. He's backing away. He's like, I don't know what this guy's got. Is it really worth the risk? The guy actually has an AK, which you don't really want to fire up into with that. It's not a fair fight. It's an interesting fight. It'd be impressive if you could pull it off, but 9 times out of 10, the AK would probably win.
Look at Esthenik. He has level 3 helmet, level 2 chest, an AK, and M16. Our fellow guy there with the Winchester, I don't believe he had any body armor. No, that's definitely not a fair fight, and a fight that you shouldn't have to take alone. If he could call in his teammates and we're close, then sure, you can go 4v1 and try to get a point for free without losing anyone. But I think it's the right call to not try and take a 1v1 this early, just because you don't net anything for your team by getting a kill there. Like, you're not fighting for positioning, you're not trying to rotate in, you're really far away from the circle, so just backing away is more than reasonable. See, this is something I don't like. I don't like this island. I'm just paranoid. Because personally, whenever I see an island circle, or I'm on the island, I love bridge camping.
Just sit there and wait for him. It's like, come to me, my prey. Let me just gun you down.
I don't know why. I'm the kind of person who just finds so much enjoyment in camping on a bridge, knowing that somebody has to cross the bridge, and they're essentially just free kills. So if I start up looting on an island, I would be so paranoid that somebody would camping the bridge, and I wouldn't have access to leave that island.
Now, White Pulse over here, right? They showed us that they were willing to engage in some of these early fights, right? Take some of the good positions, try and challenge for it. But they went down a little bit earlier than probably what they would have liked because they did kind of overcommit to it, right? They also had Unique shooting down on them at the same time. It was a rough ride for them on the previous map. So they'll be looking to kind of still come in there with the kill points, but play probably a bit smarter going into Miramar now.
I think that the right game plan, they were just a bit unfortunate that they chose to crash the one compound that Unique had occupied. I don't know. I feel like that they had the potential to maybe be skilled enough to take out most teams, but Unique's aggression, they were just too much for them, and they couldn't manage to get any ground, which was why we saw them all clustered up together at the fence, and they were just an easy nade. Ricardo, everything is just quiet.
Ooh, I don't like this for Harb. Rose Square, he's not there with the rest of his teammates. He's chilling in this compound, but if Asterion continue to close out all those compounds, keep checking all of it, and they've got two players together, it's going to be very hard for Harp to hold on.
So since we have the people that are checking compounds lazy, and we have the double lazy when they go in unarmed, what do we call people that just sits in a corner and camps?
Give me a second. Let's think about this one.
Also this one.
The passive fool.
Yeah, I don't think we should call. I don't think we call anyone a fool. I'm just more like I wouldn't. I don't know. I thought initially something with sweaty. I feel like if you're sitting in a corner, you're like, I don't know. Like I'm a little bit scared. I'm afraid to move. What about sweaty camper?
Sweaty camper. Okay, we'll take that.
That's not too offensive, right?
No, definitely not.
Unique here. They're creeping up. Where's this Hacienda and Los Jonas, right? And they're here at Magic. And if you think about it, placement points are so important in this format. And Unique, I believe they're a team that want to go all the way. And what better way of denying placement points than defeating and trying to kill the #1 team from last game?
But could it be more than they can handle? That's it, right? It comes down to, yes, we can have that confidence in the individual ability. When it comes down to actually taking that fight and you lose, both of you lose a couple of players and then you maybe try back away, then you've just hindered each other even further.
Yep. And you can see we still have 16 teams alive and all 64 players staying on the server. That is very unusual for 7 minutes into the game. So I think people are just starting to realize actually what they're playing for, which is essentially a chance at getting to the grand finals, and throughout this year having a chance of taking home $2.5 million.
I'd like a bit of that money, please. I'll happily take some of that 2.5 mil, life-changing amount of money.
But James, then we would have to be good at playing the video game.
But you are, and I'm good at memeing. I have my naked mobile character to run around.
I would like to think that I were, but I haven't put in enough effort.
Okay, let's translate your incredible knowledge and the fact that I play a lot of PUBG Mobile because I'm always traveling and that's my game to go to. Then we just need to find 2 more people. So someone in chat right now, if you want to join up with me and Larson, we're ready to take the events by storm, PUBG Mobile style.
Fantastic. I love it. Yeah, I'm just going to say, hey, we're going to sit in these houses. When the circle moves, we're going to drive away. And then I'll be the sweaty camper. And then you guys can shoot us stuff.
So what am I then? Am I going to be the lazy peeker?
I mean, if you want to.
Well, I'll do it with a gun in my hand because I'll have that confidence.
I don't think if we make a team, we'll have any lazy peekers because I am like, I don't want to say toxic, but when people make mistakes at the higher level, then you call out your teammates and say, hey, you did this wrong. You want to focus on improving on this. So maybe not toxic, but you have to give criticism and, you know, tell your teammates what they can improve on and, you know, what they're doing wrong. That's really essential to growing, is being able to handle criticism.
Look at that distance. One of the Ultra players just landed it onto DM.
I mean, it's Picado. It's a few hundred meters, and from what we've seen these past 5 minutes, it's been these 3 teams just sitting around the same houses, not trying to make any moves to really engage or disengage. And personally, I do not want to peek here because you lose meds, you lose body armor.
Exactly.
And we can see the player we just spectated. He had one first aid and one energy drink. You don't really want to have to spend those already, and one of their guys just got knocked. So you split Picado between 3 teams. That means you don't have a lot of loot. And when they're on top, I call that building the 6-story just because it's a tall building. Ooh. And look at 3D Max. They're straight center of the circle and they're gifting an airdrop.
They're like, all of our prayers have been answered. We have the drop, we have the zone, and now everyone else has to come to us.
One thing, I don't know if you can like say it's fair or not, but in competitive PUBG and airdrops, I'm just like, if they land on you, you grab them. If they land somewhere in the open, nobody gets them. And I do remember qualifying for PGI, which was the biggest PUBG tournament on PC ever.
Yeah.
In the qualifier stages on LAN, we landed in South Georgia Bowl. And in one of the games, we had 2 airdrops land on top of each other in the early game in South Georgia Bowl. Just like, well, we're going to win that game now.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
You very much. Yeah.
And you know, it's the same for 3D Max here. It's like, especially in competitive PUBG, you only really go for the airdrops that are very low risk. You kind of, when I play public games, I will kill myself more often than not going for airdrops, and I'll be happy about it.
By the way, just so you know, because you would get tilted playing with me. I'm that guy that sees a drop that goes in the water, and I'm like, hell yeah, no one's going for that. That's mine.
Playing public games and airdrops, I'm all in. And we actually see 3D Max getting caught off here, right?
Ooh, no, this is not looking good for 3D Max.
And they had a player straight smack center in the zone, so a little bit of a lucky rotation. And this is something that happens quite often if you don't rotate together as 4 people, because one guy will be like, hey, I'm safe here, and they'll be like, awesome, you have a great spot, but then they drive a little bit carelessly, and then you can get picked apart on the way to your teammate.
That's not what they would have wanted, like we were just saying, right? They had the supply drop. They also had a good zone position, but having that one player down early on is going to make things very difficult when they're going into some of these engagements. And, okay, we've seen this circle change already. We're getting over closer to phase 3, and that's actually going to make this very hard as more shots are coming in. And Untouched gets rode over as well as shot at the same time. MD have rolled up on 3D Max, and they're looking to deliver all the damage. Untouched goes down. 3D Max are stuck in a very difficult position now. You just don't want to compete against this. This is not something we're fighting for, and you've lost 2 players early on.
So now they're down to 2, and they have the center of the zone. I would like to see those 2 players just say, okay, this is potentially not a game we're going to try to win. We're going to call it a salvage game. And I want to see them split up and try and take as much ground as now as possible. Actually, never mind. This guy's
Sonic,
just leaving it down to the last member.
He's got low health. He's just been tagged up trying to run away.
How did that happen, though? Because one guy was straight center, and the rest of this team has just been picked apart now, almost.
I think we literally cursed them. Commentators' curse is real. We're like, oh, good zone, good position, you got the supply drop, and then they're dead.
I just didn't realize it was just one guy, and the other 3 members were really far away.
It's never how you want to play it. 3D Max are going to be questioning their decision-making. Sonic tries to put up a bit of a defense. It's not going to work out, though. He's going to go down. OBS pick up their 2nd kill onto 3D Max. And now 3D Max have one player who's just probably going to try and be that super solo guy, hold up and just fight for a bit of positions. But he needs to stay hidden. And, well, a map like Miramar doesn't allow you all that many options when these compounds start to get taken out by the zone.
Definitely not. We did say one of the unique members get knocked off the side, but he got rest, and they're moving on again. It's pretty much only 3D Max have died thus far. We're down to 60 people alive. We see a few knocks getting traded. I believe Ultra and Rust Q, or Rust Squared, they were in Picado, and these teams moving out of Picado now are clashing with each other. Unique, they've moved into the center. They're in Montenuevo. That's right, they're in Montenuevo. They got a really good zone here. Ultra and Arrow Square. They were the teams that were in Picado together, and they've just clashed out here below Kumisera, trading back and forth. Ultra's down to just 1 man remaining, while Arrow Square, they're really battered up, but they do have 3 alive. I take that back, they have 2 alive.
Oh, brilliant work there at the end. Ross Squared manages to hold up, take the firefight. All his players knocked around him, but Harb will get that final kill. And Ultra, rough spot for them to be in, but RO Square consistently playing smart, good positions, taking the fights, but also doing it as a unit, which enables them to keep all 4 players alive now. Yes, they're going to have to spend some meds to keep everyone back up, but you won that fight, and now you can loot up around it.
Yeah, I do think it's funny how these 2 teams managed to clash so far away from Picado. When they landed next to each other, you'd be like, oh, I see them rotate this way, maybe we should take a different angle.
They started off with that knock early on, one of their players, and now going to be knocked down and killed off. 99 Problems also being fired at. And this is very much out in the open. This is where it becomes a lot more difficult to try and take some positional advantage and rest. They're going to come over the hill. Nades going out as well. 99 Problems have got more than just 99 Problems. They've got teams coming at them as well.
Yeah, they're being sandwiched here, and Rest doesn't have any chill. They've already managed to knock 3, and it's just the last member running away here. Can he get away?
He's desperately trying. Shots coming out. Rest Larion is there to pick him apart. Solke helping out as well. And that is going to be 99 Problems down and out of it with only 14 teams remaining. And Rest, the unit, they managed to jump up on the fight. 99 Problems gave away their position. Didn't have anywhere to hide, anywhere to run to. And then they get picked apart.
But that's the problem with 99 Problems we've seen this far. They've been very keen to not fight. And you saw, like, when we were spectating, they were trying to go prone. And as soon as they lost a few people, they were just trying to run away. That is not how you win tournaments. Whenever you get under a situation like that, you just have to fight for your position and be willing to take the fight. You might lose a few people, but you can't just run away all the time. That's not how you compete here. Here, we're straight sent in the circle. The circle shifted onto Montenegro. We have Unique, we have the last member of 3D Max, and the other people that we saw on the screen, they're just going to be happy. When you're playing here and there's this much in the line and you're straight in the center of the zone, you're just like taking a deep breath and you're like, life is good for now. I'm happy with myself. It's a really good feeling.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can go AFK. I mean, this tournament is online and you never know what happens. I do recall I had a tournament, there was actually a final of something, and I really had to go to the toilet. So in the middle of the game, I just had to say to my team, be right back. And I didn't say why, and I came back really quiet and said, okay, I'm back. Somebody rang my phone.
You're giving away your secret tactics of how to escape out of a game. Hopefully none of the players having to do it this time around. CRM and CZ, though, very close to each other. CRM aware, getting the grenades out. Rain Dex and Hoka just holding on, getting the bandages on, trying to keep themselves going. Smart use of the energy drink as well, so they're getting ready to either try and back out of this or just take the fight and take the challenge. But they are one man outnumbered in this position.
This is happening on the far south of the circle, and the circle shifted really hard to the northwest. So all these 3 teams we're looking at here, they have to cross a lot of ground to get back into the zone as well. We see Team 1, they're trying to run away from this situation. They take shots from Miramar here, but Falling, he has a lot of aid from his team on top of the hill, and he managed to get out safe and sound. He's popping his own, he's like, haha, you didn't get me this time. But his rest of the team is still left behind. I'm a little bit curious to see him not stopping and trying to pick them up. We see CSAT, they're also running away, but it's on a buggy.
Long range, trying to get it done, spraying out for dear life, unable to make it happen. And okay, the damage from the zone isn't huge, but it's still going to chip away at him, and it's not really time that he has to waste fighting that off. He needs to now get moving, and CRM have to be cautious here.
They do have a Mirado that they're all getting into now. But with so many teams ahead of them, it's not going to be easy to drive into the zone here. They're going to be under a lot of pressure. Here, Falling, he was the lone survivor that got away in the minivan. He ditched his team, and he didn't make it all the way into the zone, and he has a full squad ahead of him. Is he going to be the hero, James?
Solo hero, is it possible? Falling doesn't want to fall to this team in front of him, wants to try and rise up and take them down. It's going to be hard either way. I'm waiting for that scoreboard to come up. Andy's going to be taken down, at least knocked down, at least for now. There's so many teams just on their way around this portion of the circle.
Yeah.
Fallen got one with a nade. Just came up on the scoreboard. CZ also doing work. CZ putting in a lot of work. Fallen's gone down now. But there's many teams that can just jump on it, and it's Asteron also challenging CRM. And this is where it gets crazy, right? Because we're at phase 4. Circles are ticking away. Players are taking extra damage here. Looting has stopped to a degree, right? We're seeing less of the looting go down. And these rotations become very difficult, especially if you've managed to not keep a vehicle or not even obtain a vehicle throughout all of this.
And now we're starting to see, if you try to engage in a fight here, you have to be really certain that nobody can take shots at you. Because if you were to engage, you can get third-partied, fourth-partied, fifth-partied. So shooting at these vehicles, I mean, you might get a kill, but you can be hit from so many sides. And you can see, we still have 14 teams alive, 43 players, in a relatively small circle. This is when it gets really, really hard to take fights.
Yeah, and look at Rose Square, right? They're trying to fight teams who are in compounds. They've only got the mountains to kind of give them a bit of cover if they want to duck and dive, jump up and down them. There's a Asterion there trying to take some further damage here. He's going to go out to the play zone. CRM was shooting up on into him, and CRM have kept themselves covered up by the smokes, but now they need to get a move on. They can't afford to take too much damage. DM comes around the corner, and they're going to start coming up into this. Asterion hips. He's trying to fire back, but it's not going to work out. Shots coming across the board. Play zone is ruining lives and ruining teams, and this is where all the action kicks off.
James, if you look at the top right, you can see the new circle. And oh boy, there is not a lot of place you can play. It's a big open field, and then a little bit of the hill is still in. This is going to be very chaotic.
Where are teams going to be fighting for these spots? Because it doesn't matter where you look, where you turn. With 12 teams remaining and already a circle this size, this is going to be chaotic.
And the only way you can really play the field is with vehicles. But like you mentioned, you have to pretty much sacrifice all your vehicles to get into this part of just the game. So not a lot of people will be able to play the zone here. And we see Unique losing Yasha, trying to take a little bit more ground, just get caught off. I do think Unique still have a few players alive, but they're not looking super healthy. We see Team 1, the circle shift away from them once, shift away from them twice, and they're not having a good time trying to make it into the next zone. As we see them go down in 12th spot.
Picked apart. The next team eliminated. CRM's gone down as well. White Pulse still within it, still trying to fight off. I've also seen Rest up on the scoreboard as well. Bro Squared Harvey goes out to the play zone, at least not for now. Can they bring him back up? Can they try and fight out of this? The damage is in a so-so position. Yeah, Harvey
This is the last member of Bro Square, and he's not afraid to take shots here.
He's just taking shots all day long. He wants to try and take these vehicles out as well. He doesn't know how many players are within it. He's not trying to play passive. He's like, I may be solo, but I'm going to get kills at least. Because he knows how many players are going to be around him at this point.
He's also like, don't drive near me, don't come near me. We're many guys here. And he managed to scare off, who was it, White Pulse? They were 4 men up. They even killed off, I believe, at least 2 or 3 of the row squares, so they should know that area is kind of clear. But because this guy was making so much noise, they were funneled into other teams, and that's why you see so many White Pulse members go down outside the zone.
And look at this south side of the circle. There are so many teams. If you've got any other position right now, you're going to be laughing because the south side is heavily clustered, which means these teams are going to quickly be whittled down.
But on the northern side, it's a big open field. It's not very playable. That's why there's so many teams on this side. And why so many people have died? I believe it's almost 20 people that have died from this circle shift alone, just because the playable space is very, very scarce. And if you actually manage to make it into the zone, it's never been a full team. You're gonna have to make have to cut some losses getting just into the zone.
Now I love this from DM. They're playing very smart. They've got a bit of high ground here. They're looking around at all angles. They keep popping up, making sure, okay, is there a team member around? Is there someone else I can fight off here? Is there someone I can play into? 3D Max finally go down. Sharp tried to stay alive as long as possible, but he at least made it into top 8. B13, the Golden Boys, they're up on the scoreboards. It's a bit of back and forth between them and Magic. Magic, the top team, at least for this group as of now. And Kingsman, he's doing all the work, trying to put them to bed.
Is that Magic fully eliminated? I believe it is. So as well.
Wow.
Our number 1 and number 3 team fighting against each other towards the end. And Magic got out in... No, they
He's
still
still
up
there.
alive. Okay.
Vasil's like, I got smoke.
And look at him. He's pretty alone there unless Team 13 managed to find him. But it's so fun to see people playing super consistent and fighting it out at the end game, at every game. It gives you a really good picture of who actually has a big shot of doing well at this tournament. And thus far, Magic, I would say Unique. They were Team 8. What would the name be? Their team name?
B13 Golden Boys?
B13 Golden Boys.
Yeah.
They're showing promise here. They're not afraid to move aggressive towards a good position in the zone. We see Unique here getting
Dark
eliminated
Angel.
by Dark Angel from so far away. What a shot from him.
Rest able to get it done. Mr. Ghetto over there, putting the hurt onto him. Going to push down into it. It's going to look to try and get some extra kills there. But B13, once again, they spot it, they smell the blood, and they go in for the kills. He's going to be knocked down, and he's going to be finished off. That circle is doing a lot of damage as well. These players cannot afford to be fighting up within it now. They need to push in, but there's so little space to work with.
We're down to the last 4 teams, 13 people alive. Team 8 here, they've still have 4 alive. Team 13, they're looking healthy. I see at least 3 members on top of the hill. It looks like Magic got found out, so they got either 5th or 6th position here. 2 really good games from them. And then Unique, they were with 2 players. So we're looking at 3 healthy teams, and then Unique with just 1 here because the last guy's beating out near the zone. Everybody is kind of close to the zone here, but I want to see teams that can go out, take a little bit more space for themselves. So what I don't like seeing is 4 guys here inside the same house. I don't want them to, just go out and die, but the more space you can take, the more information you can get, you can use that as an advantage later on. But I think most teams are probably just content with playing it slow here, especially Unique that doesn't have a lot of life.
DM though, still fighting from this little bit of high ground they've got there.
Who are
which
you
could be
favoring
interesting.
in this? I mean, the next circle would say everything, and I guess whoever gets the zone has the biggest advantage, but...
I'm liking B13, regardless of where the circle goes, because yes, they're all in the house at the moment, but if they have to move out, I feel like they've been a comfortable team in terms of actually like teamwork and strategy and how they want to do it. They've also got a vehicle.
But look at this. Oh, no.
Oh,
Team
dear.
15 have the entire circle for themselves. And all these teams that are remaining, they have absolutely no cover left. So our last 3 remaining teams, besides the guys that have the compound, have to move out in the open. How do you do? I don't...
Oh, they're going already, though. B13 are pushing up, and DM aren't far away. Kingsman spraying them down. Dark Angel's there to back them up. Nice work from B13. More kills coming up. They're lining up the scoreboard once again. And OBS trying to look for the last member of DM. He's trying to run away. The spray's not working out long range, but this is all hell breaking loose right now.
I like what DM's idea were there. They know we cannot push down into the circle, so we're going to try to get one high placement by pushing out B13 here. It didn't happen as well, but I think the idea was good. And now we have to see. They're going into vehicles now, and they're trying to push down here.
Right there at the end as well, Unique tried to push up into it, tried to do some damage. And this is huge. B13 coming in, rolling up on the compound, and they're looking to eliminate some of the OBS players who had such a great position. OBS able to battle back, get the first knock on, but a nade comes out and they're able to reply just a little bit. They're jumping out of the building. JC's going to be taken down. B13 going in, hungry for the kills, hungry for the win. They're trying to do it, but only Groansy's all alone at the moment. Can he hold on? Can he get any revives off? There's so much time to be worked with here. He's going to go in for the revive. 9 seconds to play with on it. It's not going to be easy. OBS still have a player on very low health up the top. But if Grozny here can get himself an opportunity to keep him going, this would be huge. How many more players can they bring back up? Woozy over here is just giving so much information to the rest of his teammates. This is a crazy 1v1 in terms of team fights. But actually, OBS...
It's a 2v2 right now. We have 2 upstairs. One is pushing down towards Kingsman.
This is huge. He hears it. He sprays onto him. Yura's gone down. This is amazing. OBS, they had such a great position, but B13 were ever so confident. He jumps out the window. He fires up on the Kingsman. What can his teammates do? OBS trying to make it work. Is it going to be enough? They're trying to get another revive, and it's revive versus revive.
Take a breather, James. This is so intense.
This is insane.
I love this. They got the rest and they're pushing immediately.
Confidence. They don't care about the health. They want the kills.
Ooh. And now the code's coming. Okay, they got the revive up. Let's just take a breather.
Oh my God, no way! He jumps down. OBS managed to get it done. And that is an incredible play.
The confidence in this guy.
Wow.
He jumps out twice.
Do you know what? He is getting the big balls play of today. That was absolutely insane. Not only did his teammate just sit in the background, right, and kept him distracted, he just thought, okay, this is the moment. I need to do something. Jumps out the window, annihilates both of them, and takes the win. And the thing is, both teams were so confident in their own decision-making there. B13 rolled up on the compound, and they were looking to put the end there. They were saying, all right, they've got the position, but they'll sit in that compound, so we're just going to go all guns blazing to them. Back and forth battle, right to the wire. At one point, it was a 1v1. Then it was the revive game. OBS, I am impressed.
Yeah, and I mean, it takes so much confidence to jump out the window once, but do it twice in a row?
I wouldn't do it. I'd be the dude cowering in the corner saying, let me get some meds off, please. I need to make sure I'm in a better position.
I love it. That was really well played to end that game off.
But I'm loving it. This group is stacked, man.
Yeah, and I just want to say the confidence. One thing that I keep saying is confidence is really, really important when you play this. Because we had 99 problems, I believe, up on the hill. They were the guys who were just scared, trying, went away. And you'll never get far, but We saw B13, they pushed down to the compound, and they did it exactly when the last guy from Unique was running up.
Yeah.
And they were fighting, like, this is our moment. This is the only chance we get to going down there. And
this is going to be Highlight City, man. This is going to be Highlight City. There were so many cool moments. Now, nearly the run over, but he got shot at the same time. We saw some crazy moments across the board. 3D Max, we spoke about their position as well.
Didn't manage to grew up with the guy in the center, though, sadly.
It didn't work out for him. Sometimes it's just not meant to be.
But this is... I mean, I've never been a big fan of, like, looting. They were looting split with 4 guys in the beginning, right? We saw him all the way up north alone, so assuming they're doing, like, a 1-1-1 split, just looting smaller compounds. But if you don't team up and go together before you make it towards the center of the circle, it can really punish you, and it showed there that they just got caught off guard alone. And here we see 99 problems. I believe... yeah, it is. And they're just trying to run away more than actually taking the fight. And I don't know. I want to see confidence. I want to see people saying, hey, we're better than everyone else in this lobby, and we can do this.
Now, do you know what's so wild about this, Larson?
Tell me.
OBS on the game 1 in Vikendi finished in 10th, managed 7 points, only 1 kill point in there. B13 Golden Boys finished in 3rd place. They had 19 placement points and 8 kill points, right? Now these 2 teams are going to be massively jumping up. OBS obviously getting the win is going to be huge, but B13, that's a consistent 3rd and 2nd place now on our opening 2 games. So their scoreboard is going to be looking very nice. I wasn't sure how many kills they had at the end there, so I'm waiting to see how that tally is going to work out.
I think it's going to be kind of close to the first game where they have like between 7 and 10 kills probably, because they're just not afraid of pushing people. And when they push the people to second compound, they're holding it really, really well.
The thing is, OBS for the longest time were able to just shoot up onto multiple teams who were just out in the open because they had one of those compounds. And this is where it really started to get dicey. And just this bit from Kingsman, he knew, okay, the circle's popped, let's go, let's see what can happen. He's got his teammates backing him up as well. And they just came and brought the pain to DM. And then OBS also fired onto the final member of DM. So B13 are like, hell yeah, let's just rock up into this compound and try and take him down. That door lasted all of 2 seconds.
Look at the first jump here. Comes out now. I think he gets punished immediately. There we go. But that doesn't scare off his teammate. He knows, well, it's all about timing and finesse. And we get to see it so soon.
This is such smart strategical play. And look at that DM. Still there, still able to do some extra shots, but instantly OBS see him and like, no. This is our fight. These are our kills. We're having a little 2v2 here.
Look at this. He uses the smoke to jump out of, gets behind. Is that Kingsman? Knocks him, trades him immediately. They go for the rest. Immediately goes into the building. And I believe to use the smoke to jump out of the same window again. And to close out the game. What a game to have Miramar.
I am loving life right now. That was the hype I expected, but my God, I did not expect it to come this quick. Like, to a game like that, and here we have the points, and this is how it's going to work out. So, okay, you were very right there in terms of kills for B13. So, there we go. We've got OBS, TPP, 30 placement points, 10 kill points, 40 points in total. B13, they walk away with 31. DM Storm with 29, which is very respectful there. That's going to work out nicely for them because their first game, they finished in 14th place with only 2 points. Magic still within the top 6, so it's respectable. They should be able to hold on to those good standings. White Pulse, they're within it as well. Team Unique being consistent again. So we're already starting to see some front runners here for Group C and D.
Yeah, but the sad thing to see is, like you said, Magic, Unique, they're only holding on to 16 points. I mean, it's better than no points, but it's not a lot.
Hey, if you guys at home want more information, make sure you head to clubopen.pubgmobile.com. You can see all the information across all the regions. Check up the standings, keep following all the action. And of course, you can head over to the YouTube channel as well. Catch all the VODs, catch all the information, and do drop a subscribe because, yes, this is the opening event. Yes, there is $2.5 million on the line, but maybe you at home want to enter. Maybe you're thinking, hey, look, I can do better than some of these guys. I'm going to pick up my mobile and start playing away.
I mean, if they watch us, James, they can just listen to our analyze.
There we go, see? Listen to our analysis. Larson will tell you what to do. I'll meme the hell out of it, and we'll go to a quick break. We'll see you guys very soon.
1 year ago today, PUBG Mobile went online in over 200 countries. On the 1 year anniversary of the game, we're here with you to witness the honor and the glory. The anniversary Royale Pass will go live as scheduled with the usual variety of rewards and a load of anniversary exclusive items, such as the brilliant anniversary outfit, the retro anniversary set, and the L&Q Chicken M762 finish. Don't miss out. PUBG Mobile, be the one. UC spent in Royale Pass will be fully refunded as your Royale Pass ranks up so you can buy next season's pass. Royale Pass. You deserve it.
Hi.
Hey, buddy.
Yo, Mike, are you ready?
Wait. Should I go with the UMP9 or use it?
Sun's out, guns out.
Gear up for summer.
Ready?
Okay. Well,
Ready?
Sorry. I'm late.
Any plans for fall break?
Happy
graduation. You made it, bro. So proud of you.
Sorry I'm late. What a day.
I hear ya.
Get
Come
this.
on.
Hey,
Watch out. Take this.
that's
Hey.
a real battleground.
Are you ready?
Do you play PUBG Mobile? Maybe you never run out of stamina. Maybe you're always aware of your surroundings. Maybe you're an amazing cook with the pan. Maybe you're a great driver. But as soon as you hear the sound of an airplane, you get into the zone. In PUBG Mobile, you all come from different walks in life. But you face the same dangers on the battleground. And you become friends. You work together to overcome the obstacles. This is PUBG Mobile. There's a number one in all of us. Welcome to the PUBG Mobile first anniversary party. PUBG Mobile. Be the one.
Miramar was explosive from start to finish. The craziest ending we've had, and we've only just got started with the PUBG Mobile Club Open 2019. As always, we've got myself, James Banks, and Larson to bring you all the action. And, okay, that last game was insane. Now we're going to the grassy hills, the tried and tested map of them all. 2 matches to finish off today on Erangel. And I'm still in this moment where I'm like, come on, baby, give me some more. But if you want some more, you can head over to the website below to see all the information on everything Club Open. And in terms of PUBG Mobile Esports for 2019, $2.5 million on the line. 300 teams competing from all over the world. There's even a wildcard region for any of the regions that are not covered. You can follow all the action and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well to make sure you don't miss any of it. And if we get any more moments like that, I wouldn't want to miss it either.
No, that was insane. And the reason why we don't see this very often is because first to pull it off is really hard, but also have the nerves to like, hey, I just rest my teammate. I'm not going to wait for my teammate to heal. I'm just going to go out the window and say, yeah, I can do a 1v2. That's easy for me. You don't have a lot of people like that, and it's so amazing when you actually get to see it.
The element of surprise, right?
Here we are, though. Back to Erangel. I mean, it's my favorite map. I hope it's your favorite map, James. It's just the map that started it all.
Oh, yes. And this is the thing, right? Like I said to you, I literally only played Miramar and Erangel. They're my 2 go-to maps, so I just played over and over again. I only just started now because of this, start playing Vikendi. And that's just my thing is, my first games are always on Erangel. I always love playing it. It's like, when new maps are introduced, it's not like I'm against the new maps, but it just holds a spot in my heart where I go, Erangel, I love you so.
There's just something magic about drumming in Vikendi, the military base, and for me in South Georgia, I don't know, I can just keep doing it again and again and again. And these teams that we have in this lobby here, I am sure that they have played way more Erangel than anything else.
Yeah.
And this is really where you see experience, I hope, come into play, and you will see maybe some of the same teams that have been doing Vikendi and over, but some teams are just really good on one map, and Erangel should be where you can pull it off if you're a team that have played together for a long time and you're really confident and just really have good teamwork and stuff. You can pull some crazy things off on Erangel. And what I do like the most about this map is I feel like it's really well balanced in the sense that the compounds, they're okay, but they're not super overpowered. Here we see Ross taking a few shots onto, I believe, DMR? CRM.
CRM.
CRM. But no, what I think about Erangel is that it has a really good balance of nice cover in just the nature. It has good buildings to play from, but the terrain is just really well suited that you can rotate around. So if you like the strategic aspect of it, it's really, really convenient to just travel around, go find a ditch, go find a rock, or end up in a city that you like. And I really like that. Here, Saki, not my favorite town. I mean, the plane was good for it. We started up in the north. It went straight across in the top of the north, from west to east, but not my go-to place.
Yeah, I'll be similar to you on that. Like, I'm more of a hot dropper. I'll go in for some school plays. I'll go in for some craziness. I'm not looking to play the survival game. I'm looking to just be coming in, fighting off my team. But this is the way it should be played, right? We see a bit of a split. We see teams not contesting early on. There's plenty of room on a map like Erangel for everyone to play in. But this could be interesting. Can he spray him down in time? PSK, he sees what's going on. He hears it all. He takes a few shots, but then he realizes this might be harder than it looks. Tries to get it long distance, sprays a fair few bullets out, but nothing will connect. And they'll just continue to drive on as TQ, at least for now, will stay alive. The question is, where are they heading to next? 4 in a vehicle is always a scary prospect, and you know how much I hate it, Larson. Now, we somehow haven't seen one team get splattered apart. They need to be careful. There's another CRM player here. Oh, and they're going to roll up on it? No. Oh, God. And now he's come out. He's like, yep, I see you guys. I see what's going on here. And I love that pumpkin head.
What about the AK? It's you've seen the adverts before the show. It's a chicken AK. Oh my goodness.
I want the chicken AK now. I got to go ahead and get that, man.
The chicken AK looks awesome.
Now, one thing, right? Like, we are literally, it's our job to commentate the game. We do not have to sit here and praise everything about PUBG Mobile. But for a mobile game, it looks so damn beautiful. And we have the best skins going. Like, the skins are just so lit, man.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm the only one here that just, like, skins defeat me. I'm just like, hey, I know I maybe have 100 pieces of clothing and skins for my weapons, but look at those new ones. They look pretty good.
That's cool. Do you know what? Whenever the new skins are released, I sit there and I'm like, oh, okay. That's really cool. And then I'm like, but wait a second, there might be one that comes out even cooler. Because I like to be a bit more reserved in my spending. I'm not a big spender like you. I didn't win hundreds of thousands, but no, I'm just saying.
I don't either, I'm afraid.
Larson, you can get back to it if you want, or you can just enjoy commentary live with me.
James, the difference between me and you have a family, you have a kid. I just live on my own. I have less expenses, so...
There you go. That's why you can do it. Okay, so Larson, you can buy 2 skins each time, and you can just give one to me. I'll be your son.
All
and
right.
you can provide for me.
See?
And that's why I wear the red panties for you. It all works out.
Here we see, yesterday we had 3-4 teams in Yasnaya. These guys, they're here alone. I love Yasnaya. If you like loot, places like Georgia Pool, Yasnaya, whenever you're alone, you know, yeah, we're not going to miss anything this game. Here we see Unique. I would have thought we would see more from them. They haven't been quiet, but they just haven't been able to close it out.
Yeah.
And I mean, being big and loud and getting a few kills doesn't close it up to get the big finishes that they need if they want to prove that they're one of the best teams in Europe.
99 problems.
I think that's the most bullet I've seen them shoot thus far in the tournament. I like it. I want to see them being more confident taking fights. Honestly, they almost managed to get one of the rest members down, but I mean, those are hard shots to take on a moving vehicle, but I like it. Showing some more fighting skills. That's what we need people to do here.
A bit of that scare tactic in there as well, like stay the hell away from us.
But even though it's very, very placement heavy, you will not get good placements if you cannot win the fights.
Exactly.
The best way to get higher placement is just by eliminating other teams.
And that's the thing, just turtling up and staying hidden the entire time is not going to get you the wins, right? You can't just be passive the entire time. Yes, it might work every now and again, but eventually you got to step outside. And when you do, there's going to be a bunch of players with guns up in your face saying, now it's time to fight.
Yeah, and we see here Magic. They've been doing really good, I would say. The first game they won.
Yep.
The second game they did their best to survive. I believe they got a top 5 finish. It was either 5th or 6th place. And right now, something I haven't seen enough of teams do. I mean, we're 7 minutes into the game. I wouldn't call that super early. But they've decided to go for a center position. And I don't think enough teams puts enough impetus into like trying to rotate early. At least from my point of view is I know you don't need that much loot to close out a game.
Yeah.
It's not like a public game where you like, I mean, I might as well just loot for 10 minutes because otherwise I won't run into people. And, you know, here, these kind of players that are playing at these kind of tournaments, like if they get a red dot, they can probably close the game out with that. They don't always need the 6 times, the 8 times, or the 4 times. And maybe even if just 2 players has a 4 times, you're just like, yeah, okay. Well, that's probably enough if we have like 2 first aids, maybe a smoke grenade and grenade and a little over 100 bullets. I mean, then that's actually more than enough for most players to just close out a game. You don't need that much unless you're the type of guy who just wants to shoot 300 bullets at vehicles and say, hey guys, I'm useful.
I can do something.
I'm scaring them away.
We're nearly 8 minutes into this. Not a single kill gone down yet. Plenty of shots fired, though. Vehicles passing by. Magic starting to make their way out, and they've got multiple vehicles to do it in, as F2F. Falling, taking a lot of damage opening here. 99 problems, trying to take down these vehicles, trying to make it work. Need to be able to land some of these shots here. But F2F, they're just running away. They're saying, you can fire all you like, but we're not willing to take this challenge yet. We're not overextending at all. The 99 problems, they're just going to back away now. They know that, okay, we took a few shots, but it's not worth hunting.
This is interesting to me, James. They landed in Rostock, right? But they've actually moved out of Rostock to try and gatekeep some of the other teams rather than trying to maybe get a better position for themselves. So they might have listened to the podcast and like, hey, we're not afraid to fight. We'll show you. And maybe we can see great things from them.
I like this. I like it a lot because I'm down with the whole idea of us saying this.
So you like it? I just want them to choose the right time to show the aggression because fighting before Circle 1 is over is never really ideal to me. So I like getting position, and then when you have to take the fights, you need to have the courage to take them. So it's, I don't know, it's like a kind of hard balance to find when is the right moment to strike.
You don't want to strike too early because then you can be punished for it. But if you strike too late, you're too far behind, or they've got a better position than you, for example. It's a very fine balance to have here. And one thing that I'm enjoying overall is just You're making these predictions, you're saying how teams should play, and then literally next game they're like, we did this wrong, we agree with Larson, let's go for it. And this is where the new circle pops. So still over towards Shelter, Prisons inside, as well as Milter and Farm. And there's a fair few teams that are still having to come up from that northwestern area as they start to come in. But how much room is there going to be to work with? Because there is going to be a fair amount of cover in them positions, but this is a difficult position when you've got 16 teams still up in it. Not a single player has gone down yet.
I mean, people are just having a good time, and I think people are really happy with looting. Or maybe just playing safe. And we see Ultra driving right next to Unique here. Unique, they're still looting. But we did see them get really, really late to this island because this is their looting spot. And the plane was super far north, so they had to find vehicles and then travel all the way down south across the bridges. And then they're like, well, we can just get some more loot. They're pretty confident that they can just reach a compound later on. Here, 3D Max, they've changed it up since last game. They're not splitting up anymore. They're driving all four together. They're like, hey, if somebody wants to fight us when we're trying to make our way into the circle, we want to be a full force and we want to be able to fight back. Here we see AST. They got a nice little compound that is not in the zone, so I don't know what they're doing there. This is what I would call Liquid Hill, but I mean, this is not PC, so it could maybe be 3D Max Hill. But 99 Problems, they moved into a center spot. 3D Max, they're scouting off it if it's safe. I don't know. Would you breach the compound here if you... I mean, I guess if you get 2 knocks, you're like, yeah, let's go, but... Now, it looks like 99 Problems have hidden their vehicles. Maybe 3D Max doesn't know that 99 Problems is in the compound here now.
Yeah, they're just waiting. Look at this. All sat on the roof, doors open, they're like, come on, this is empty.
We've seen the skin so much. If you've seen the guy in the middle, do you think there's any chance he got picked up on the team just because of his outfit?
If you were the in-game leader, then yes, that would be your choice. You'd be like, you wearing the pink panties? That's perfect. I'll take you.
Look at that bunny outfit. I'm not going to say anything else.
All about the cheap frills, are you, Larson? I see, I see. In before people start noticing you in PUBG Mobile because of your attire, they'll be like, oh, Larson, it's him again. Look at him.
Yeah. I mean, I've just seen it a few times and we never really commented it. But I do enjoy all the variety of skins, and you just don't have it anywhere else, I don't think. 3D Max, they haven't seen anything, but they're not opting to push in here. Everybody is just being happy and content with what they have. We see people, they're either still looting, like we saw Unique, or they're actually looting in the blue. So in PUBG PC, in the earliest stages, we had TSM, and they would always go to North Georgia Pole and loot in the blue, and maybe get into the zone once it was Circle 3 or Circle 4. Maybe we can see some of the same from Unique. And I mean, I would kind of call it a meme, because I would never want to stay in the blue for that long. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just not the type of guy who has the patience to sit in the blue and spam bandages and spam bandages and spam bandages. I hate it, James.
Yeah, it is a difficult job to deal with, right? Because it's risk versus reward, but if you're wasting materials and you actually do make out the zone, it's like, oh, okay, well, now I'm in a rough spot, because if anyone fires at me, I'm pretty bleeding myself dry here.
This is the second AWM we've seen drop this game, and I don't know if any of them have been picked up yet. I love the AWM games. There's just something satisfying, because whenever you have a Kar 98K and you see people with level 3 helmets, you're like, oh no, why do you have the Kar 98K now?
Yeah.
But with the AWM, and then you see those people with level 3 helmets, you're like, ha 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 ha. Well, look at you now.
Do you know what? I can imagine you just killing people with it and being so satisfied. 99 Problems. Their problem at the moment is that 3D Max is not falling for the bait. You've sat behind this little area saying, I'm not here. Come on by. And 3D Max are like, nope, this is too risky. I do not like the idea of this. Surely someone is within this compound.
But then it's a really odd choice that they choose to stay on that hill. I mean, the shallow house is just north of them. There's really good to play. There's a dip to the east of where they're staying. Over here on the hill, if anybody takes the compound towards Yasnaya, that's just north of them, they're going to get messed with. If anybody takes the dip I talked about on the east, they're going to get messed with. But I don't know if this experience or something, but this is not a place I would choose to play, because the smaller the circle gets, you do not, like, that's not a hill you can play from. If people start to show up around you, then you're just going to get flushed out from there.
Yeah.
Not a good spot.
Ooh, row square. Starting off with a few shots up towards the vehicles just driving past them. But they do need to be careful, because there's still more from that team close by. CRM doing the same as well. It's just vehicle spray downs trying to happen, but shots aren't quite connecting just yet.
But like we mentioned, it's not the most important part to connect those shots. It's like you don't want to get reached. You're like, this is my compound, stay away.
Stay back.
Because otherwise you would be seeing people waiting to have people drive into their compound and then they would open fire. That's honestly so fun to do sometimes. Have you ever just like went inside a compound, might not have any vehicles, just sat in the corner, wait for full team to run and then blah blah.
Yeah, just literally launch an assault of stay the hell away from me. Now OBS, our previous winners, they've taken an interesting decision here. Proned up and ready. Hiding behind the trees. It's like they're waiting for a team to jump out. They just pop up and say, nope, all game over. And we will get another elimination come in. FTF. F2F even, sorry. Trying to take down a stereo on there.
And like we see here, Where they take this compound and now 3D Max have to move, which you can kind of see in the minimap that they've moved off the hill and went a little bit more east towards the dip that I was talking about. But I would have liked to see them maybe have taken the compound just with 2 guys, and then you can play really loud to scare other people away from taking it, because now they're going to have to deal with this new team in the compound, and that is very annoying. So when we look at this circle, where is it going to go? Doom, 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 doom. It went towards the apartments, and JK and what I call square compound, which is basically at the bottom left of your screen. This area is really, really tough because once again, there's a bunch of open fields and it's really hard to rotate in later on. So unless you have a compound here, the center of the circle is just surrounded by the 2 compounds, the one I call JK and the one with the square compound. It's a weird name, but it's 2 big red double stories and then 2 1-stories in there.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like fenced in a square formation. And just everything between all these apartments and the 2 compounds, there's not a lot of playable area because you will just get destroyed by these buildings. So seeing if people are up to push into compounds or play the hillside, we don't know. But I guess we're about to find out.
16 minutes in, we've still got 16 teams remaining. 3D Max going to find one player knocked down there by the Ultra Lads. They haven't got much health at all. This is not good for 3D Max. Only Sharp remains. Shots coming in there, and this could be difficult. They could be going out early on. OBS was thrown down. There's a team just rolling up on them at the same time. This is all of a sudden kicking off all around a similar area. And SPK, he's like, okay, what can I do some long distance damage potentially here? I've got a rock to find some cover. Sprays out onto the first play, but whiffs a lot of shots there.
And if you look at the minimap here, Unique's teammate is just behind him on the hill, and they're coming down on towards PSK here. So he's trying to take out one of the Unique's members, but they're getting so close up behind him.
This is where you get closed in and you think, okay, now I've bit off a little bit more than I can chew. Smoke's going to have to try and provide some cover, but F2F, they join the fight and they take a couple of kills. Unique also hanging around, providing that backup for their teammates. This is all kicking off once again.
Yeah, and Unique, a team we would like to see more for. They're hanging in on bare threads here. But they managed to keep all 4 people alive. They get a few kills under the belt. And they're good for now. OBS, our last game winners, they're laying low. This is going to be rough. If this circle goes anywhere where and they have to cross across the street and go further west, it's so tough. Unless you can create a big smoke wall or you have some vehicles to reach a compound with, there's not a lot of options for you. We see Magic here, driving in the open. I call this the Alamo. They managed to get into a dip towards the volcano, but we see Team 6 on top of the volcano. It's so hard to find any respite and like just a break to stop somewhere you can actually stay. This circle is really, really punishing. But somehow...
Pro God Lord is sat there saying, get the hell away from me, stay back, we've got this spot. And there's just so many teams driving around in vehicles saying, can we get this space? Oh, nope. Can we get this space? Nope. OBS. Okay, yes, they're out in the open, but at least they're not having to contest for area just yet.
But look at that. OBS, Magic, and Rusker now, they're so close to each other. And I believe Rusker is just getting bombarded by bullets from the guys in the compound over there. And if we see a few knocks here, we'd assume Magic or OBS when I get into this. Maybe
Definitely.
Magic starts pushing Russ, and then OBS hears it and goes down.
Magic just lost 2 players knocked down from the car explosion. This is not what they would have wanted to try and fight in. The circle pops, and it does go towards OBS Magic and Rose squared. But overall, there's a lot of teams that have quite a far run to go, including B13, Rest as well, and CZ. It's a long road ahead of them, and there's not a lot of space to fight within.
This is actually a lot better than what it could have been, since you see all these compounds are not in a circle anymore, a lot more space becomes available to play, just in the sense that the reason why you couldn't play outside was because it would be locked down by some of these apartments or the JCar compound. But if teams manage to make it in, this is going to be a really, really fun ending to play and watch. We see Rest here, they're having none of it, they're trying to clean out AST. So far, Rest is ahead. They managed to knock 2 of them, and they might get control of the apartments here. Asterix is resting, though, inside the app. But with 2 knocks, it's a really good time to escape. If they were to just try and get in the vehicles and drive without getting the knocks, there's no way in hell they would have gotten out of the apartments. Up on the cell side, we see White Poles and Ultra fighting, trading back and forth, getting the revives up.
It's just such a tough spot to be in. Good nades coming out from Ultra. Will find themselves another knock, but they've still got 3 more players of White Pulse to deal with. Oh, he's trying to get the finish off with another nade coming in, and he's just backing away saying, no, please, I want to avoid all these grenades. Unique trying to play the teamwork here.
Look at how close Unique, they're right next to OBS and Magic and Russ up on this hill. How many teams can fit in up on hill, James? Sooner or later, they'll have to find it. We see Magic and Russ, they're still battling back and forth. Russ is down to 2 members standing, they have 2 knocked. But now you see from down the hill. James.
Oh my God, B13 rolling up on buildings, taking down players and finding themselves a bit more of a footing here. But with 2 players knocked, then 1 player dead, they need to make sure they can try and hold on to this.
And this is our #1 team, I want to say almost. They're not afraid to pushing. Every time you see this, they're in a compound towards the end, and they just push down to team #4.
Wow. More and more once again, Ultra being taken out here ever so slowly by White Pulse. Ultra getting into a bit of a battle with DM as well. The play zone is going to wipe out one of the White Pulse players. They can't allow for this to happen. They need to make sure they squeeze into their circle. And all in the while, 3 players of OBS still up, still with it, still firing off. Prone and ready and able to do some good damage there as he finds the kill onto Kitsune.
Yeah, OBS have been so patient in this game, and they just waited for people to walk into him, and they actually managed to defend it off really, really well, taking down, I believe, 2 or at least 3 members of Unique. Magic are coming ever so close, and we have to see if OBS is aware of this. And the circle once again goes towards this hillside where I mean, I'm looking at the map, I don't want to count. I wouldn't say 6 or 7 or how many teams are alive over there. Absolutely insanity that everybody's just staying prone.
If you pop up in this, you know everyone's going to be targeting you. Nades are going out, but you're only going to have so many of them. It is just going to be the waiting game, the patient plays. Now, OBS have been the patient team overall. They've been here for so long, but the moment that circle starts moving, it's going to be, oh no! Master tries to get his own self sorted out there, tries to hold back. The nade comes in, the knocks also damage him. And Magic down to just 1 player, or 2 players, sorry there, Sade and Ray. But they need to somehow get close enough to try and revive their teammates. Is it even possible here?
They're just afraid of more nades raining in from below them, from DM. Is it just DM? I can't see. I need glasses. I know. But yeah, DM, they're moving up on Magic here. Magic, they've had a really strong showing thus far. We see Brest, they're just sending it in. There's no way this can go well for them. How is he alive?
Wow. That's a play and a half. Just roll in, manage to try and hold on to it, still do some work. B13 though, they had the hard rotation, right? They were super far away, they've stayed into it. Magic are picking up some kills, but they're also getting knocked back themselves. There's just so many bullets being shot from the grass. This is a true snake game. As Fallen decides to stand up, he's taking a bit of a risk there, but he's going to try and get the heal off.
I have never seen so many snakes. Everybody's laying prone and nobody's standing up. We do see that the Team 1 here over on the right side of our screen, they have managed to clean up Unique and I believe it was Team 7. And it looked like they're trying to claim more ground. I don't know how this rest guy made it in. That should not have been possible. You see falling, stepping forward, OBS, they're just laying on top of each other. Get sniped from across the map.
B13 taking some knocks and kills as well, so it's not going to work out for them just yet as they try to push in. Fallen still shooting away once he's healed himself up, and this is just crazy. It's the snake game of spray and pray. If you see a little dot or a little pixel move around, you got to try and take that risk and try and get a kill here as Falling. Team kills 12. Wow.
We haven't even seen them. This must have happened so fast, but like we said, they just swooped up on the backside of this hill, and they've actually been the only ones that have been standing up. So they've just had a shooting gallery and all these snakes laying in front of them, being really, really scared. As we see Falling get a knock onto OBS, but he does manage to finish it out. OBS still with 3 men standing strong. We have DM with also at least 3 or 4 standing strong. Rust, he somehow managed to stay here as well for such a long time, just biding their time.
This is PUBG with a crossover of Metal Gear Solid. Everyone's just proning their way up. Nades going out, trying to catch people out. OBS got to be very careful because obviously they want to try and have a good set of games here. They've already made top 5. The placement points are key. Rest the spraying away, getting the kills onto F2F. Euro just looking to see if anyone pops up, and the moment you stand is the moment you get shot down, and that's exactly what Ghetto found. He pops up, thinks, hey, what's going on? Uh-oh.
He got 2 knocks, and well, he saw there was 2 knocked, and he wanted to try and finish it out, but right now, the snake's staying alive, and everybody else is falling apart. As soon as you stand up, everybody can see you, and you will be shot. I just wondered how many of these guys are gonna say, I'm a snake. Follow me. I'm a snake. That's what I like. That's what comes to my mind when I see this many snakes next to each other. It's like when you're in the lobby of a PUBG game and you try to get everybody to follow you in a snake.
It's like, come on, let's go.
Look at that.
Is F2F Falling run out of meds? No, there we go. He's putting the meds back on. He was just start moving around on really low health. Super risky.
Making sure they're getting into the zone before they pop the meds. The blues moving in right now, I believe. You know, playing it safe. Hugging each other, singing, I'm a snake, follow me.
Now, if you're OBS, you're playing this very smart. They are doing the follow me tactic because look at them all moving together. They're trying to clear out the area. And you look at them, they're all facing different directions as they're doing it. So they're keeping their eyes peeled no matter where to ensure that, okay, is there anyone close by that we haven't quite spotted out yet? DM starting with the first few shots. Harp taking a little bit of damage there, but it manages to get away at least for now. OBS managed to come into it though and straight away get the knock on. DM going to be put under pressure. They've only got 2 players left alive, and he starts to revive. He's going to be spotted out, and the circle's going to get closer to him. This is not ideal. Has he got the time to do it? Because the damage is going to be so high. Ooh.
You would surely think that Rusk managed to see that somebody got knocked right next to them. You want to make a move in this. You want to be proactive as much as you can. And we see them get punished now as Rusk spots off one of the DM members, finish him out, and actually gets them both. We're down to our last 3 teams. 3v3v3.
This would be incredible because OBS are looking for 2 wins now.
But you, like, what I was going to be thinking here is Rusty cleared at the side. They should start standing up now, in my opinion, and try to take as much ground as possible.
Shot still being fired. Falling. Low on health. Oh, he jumps up and Royce gets instantly taken down. Ura's the next to fall. F2F looking to secure all the damage. JC needs to revive his teammate. Knows it's going to be very impactful if he can get this up, but it's going to be so difficult to fight off here.
I don't think... Oh, he has a smoke, so he's going to try and get him up. But like I said, if you're Rust, you're hearing these shots. You want to advance. There's just been a knock and a finish and another knock. And you're going to be like, this is your time to move.
They can't play this scared. This is not how you win games, Rosk.
Wait, he decided not to rest in the smoke? Oh, he got the rest off.
Oh, thank God.
So, OBS managed to get one up. We see all these smokes being popped. We're down to our final circle. It's going to close in very, very soon. And everybody is okay. We're just waiting it out. And we see here, F2F, 14 kills.
It's impressive.
That's a lot of kills.
That on top of the placement points is going to help them skyrocket up this leaderboard.
I don't think they've had the best day thus far today, so showing up now is really, really important for them.
OBS under pressure once again. F2F unrelenting with the shots being fired off. We'll even have the time now to get him back up. Not going to happen. Vikendi, he's ready and waiting. And now JC all alone. F2F, how do they approach this? Row Square still very close to that circle, which means damage can start coming their way. They're going to have to continue to snake forward, but they need to act as a unit. They need to be able to deal the damage. Now, JC's jumped up. What's he planning to do here? The molly's going down on the ground in front of him, but he didn't get shot at. How has he managed to stay up and alive with it? JC might be spotted out by Harb, though. Harb getting ever so close. They're waiting for it. They're looking for it. Fallen's the next to go down. And oh, JC's out of it. OBS out. And now only Row Square and F2F remain. 2 versus 3, though, and Row Square could be stepping up when it's required.
I mean, Row Square has the advantage here. They have a tree, they have a cover, and we see them standing up by the tree. Harps managed to take down Vikendi, and now it's just down to Vloldig. And,
What? He was just chilling at the end, sat there and saying, all right, I've probably not got this. Didn't want to try and fight it out. Maybe lagged out, maybe gave up, you never know. But either way, Row Square come in with the win, and that is an impressive win at that. Yes, it was a snake game. Yes, it wasn't as action-packed as what we saw at Miramar, but sometimes that's just the way it goes. That's just the way it plays out. Yeah. And it's a game of he who dares wins, because if you're willing to take the risk and jump up, well, you saw what happens, you get shot down. So the patient plays had to come into it.
And you have to play this way. I mean, there is so much on the line. I'm going to keep saying it. These guys are playing for a share of $2.5 million. And in this region, we have 32 teams, and only 2 of these teams will be able to advance. So normally, you wouldn't see people proning, but when there's this much on the line and how much the placement points are worth,
oh, I
think James loved this skin. I don't know.
This is just the best bit, because, like, this was a game of patience in every sense of the word. Even that bit you just saw, the prone game, the snake game, how it all went down. Because they were like, come to us, 3D Max. Be baited in. And they were just waiting. We'll wait to hear the footsteps, and then we'll all do it. It'll be a 3-man attack. We've got this. And it just never happened.
Yeah, but I'm curious how 3D Max didn't push on, because 99 Problems, they never showed themselves on top of that hill.
True.
Here, I mean, it's just going to be a bunch of snakes shooting at a bunch of snakes. Actually, F2F were the only ones that had the courage to stand up, and that's why they managed to rack up so many kills.
Well, that's the thing. Fallen was stood behind that rock for a while, just poking up, throwing out some nades, trying to get some extra shots off, get some kills done. But his teammates were able to capitalize on all the information he was able to get out for him.
Yeah. Unique. I mean, they're getting closer and closer, but they're just not finishing it out here.
Magic as well. They survived in towards top 8, and then the pressure got applied to them.
But what can you do? You like, look at how close he is to 2 other teams, and they're both shooting at him, and he managed to turn around and finish off one of the OBS guys, which is insane.
He's like, I'm not going down without a fight. Someone's coming with me.
Here we see all the pressure being applied from just F2F and OBS fighting for the longest time. Again, they're just trading back and forth. Row Square finally comes out of their cover. They clean up DM, and here we see F2F fighting OBS again and again and again. And I guess Row Square, they just had a little bit of cover towards the end. And they're probably also the healthiest, because they've just been hunkered down there for I don't know how long. But let's say, good way to do it. Just let everyone fight and just run out and close it in the end. Here, I don't really know what happened, but maybe it was like, all right, job done. 12 kills, 2nd place.
He's like, we'll take it. It's not that bad. It's not the end of the world. I can deal with it. Why not? Sometimes that's just the way it goes. Now, Erangel was very different to what we've seen on any of the other maps, on any of the other matches, even from the previous group as well. Do we think that was more just down to where we ended up, right, and kind of more the open area? They decided this is probably the best way to play it.
I don't know if it was the area alone. I feel like it was a lot of how the players played it, because the way I'm used to playing that area, it cannot house, how many, 8 teams on one hillside?
Yeah, it was rough.
But I mean, OBS, they were there first. They went prone. And then we saw on the other side of the hill, there was like 3 teams just laying prone. Which is like, I'm not really used to that. I don't mean, if people wasn't just going in, laying prone immediately, not willing to take any fights, then the game would have been a lot shorter. But I mean, with this much on the line, you do whatever you can to survive.
Do what it takes to make that money and rack yourself up some extra points. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, please. Guys, if you're looking to catch all the PUBG Mobile content. And I got to say, right, I've been jumping in chat on Twitch chat, and we've been talking. Me and Lars have been saying things to you guys. You are an awesome community, stepping up and watching and taking a look at what's been going on here. So thank you so much for all of the kind words and all the stuff you guys are doing. But do make sure you do support the club open, because not only do I want to see this 2.5 million, I want to see even more money thrown at this and more events come up. But what we are going to look at now is the results from match 7, our third match of today. We've got one more coming your way, and Ross Square and Face to Face, F2F, joining up on 37 points purely because of such a monstrous kill game coming out from Face to Face.
And that's what we like to see. People not being afraid to take fights and almost closing out the game. I mean,
yeah,
they're just like, it's so hard to come out of fighting thus many people and staying in the late game, having 3 alive and closing them out. But getting all these kills and getting this far into the game is what we want to see, and that is how you win tournaments.
And this is what's crazy, right? Face to Face have now lived up to their name. They've said, all right, we had a couple of awkward starts. We weren't playing up to our best, but it was time for us to deliver the face-to-face action, and that's what we got because they brought in all the kills. It's time for us to go to a break. As always, guys, make sure you get yourself some hydration, refresh, get yourself ready. We've got one more game coming your way, and honestly, with how hype it's been, I could be commentating another 4 after this as well and be completely fine. But stick with us because the last game's coming your way.
Do you play PUBG Mobile? Maybe you never run out of stamina. Maybe you're always aware of your surroundings. Maybe you're an amazing cook with the pan. Maybe you're a great driver. But as soon as you hear the sound of an airplane, you get into the zone. In PUBG Mobile, you all come from different walks in life. You face the same dangers on the battleground. And you become friends. You work together to overcome the obstacles. This is PUBG Mobile. There's a number 1 in all of us. Welcome to the PUBG Mobile first anniversary party. PUBG Mobile, be the one.
1 year ago today, PUBG Mobile went online in over 200 countries. On the 1-year anniversary of the game, we're here with you to witness the honor and the glory. The Anniversary Royale Pass will go live as scheduled with the usual variety of rewards and a load of anniversary exclusive items, such as the brilliant anniversary outfit, the retro anniversary set, and the L&Q Chicken M762 finish. Don't miss out. PUBG Mobile, be the one. UC spent in Royale Pass will be fully refunded as your Royale Pass ranks up so you can buy next season's pass. Royale Pass, you deserve it. Royale Pass Season 6 is here. This season's theme is 1-year anniversary of PUBG Mobile with lots of rare items. We've also added lots of more realistic and hardcore items to your Royale Pass rewards. Turn yourself into an elite soldier. UC spent in Royale Pass will be fully refunded as your Royale Pass ranks up, so you can buy next season's pass. Royale Pass.
Ha! Gotcha. Royale Pass. You deserve it.
Hi.
Hey, buddy.
Yo, Mike, are you ready?
Wait. Should I go with the UMP9 or use it?
Sun's out, guns out.
Gear up for summer.
You ready?
Okay. Well,
Ready?
Sorry. I'm late.
Any plans for fall break?
happy graduation! You made it, bro. So proud of you.
Sorry I'm late. What a day.
I hear ya. Get
Come
this.
on!
Hey!
Watch out! Take this!
That's
Hey!
a real battleground.
Are you ready?
Zombie, Darkest Night, the newest mode in the zombie universe, is here. This time, the rules are different. No more parachuting, as players will be placed at random locations on the map when the match begins, and there is no single winner. Players must work with their teammates to spend one long night in the match and stay alive until the sun comes up. Waves and waves of zombies will spawn during each of the 3 foggy periods at night, and supplies should only be scavenged when the fog fades. The main objective is not to defeat other players, though this doesn't mean they are harmless. Players may need to work with other teams when necessary, but should also watch their backs in case the Fragile Alliance goes south. This will be a unique experience for every player involved. This new mode also comes with a passive skill for every player. Understanding these skills will be the key to staying alive in this long night. Can you ride out the night?
Hey, we're there. There you go. Just a few little issues. These things happen. But the main thing is we're getting on to our last game. Now, it has been a crazy day, and this group has certainly delivered, Larson. We have enjoyed this from start to finish. And this shows us that the European region is a hot region when it comes down to it. And I'm excited when we get to tomorrow, when we see the groups mix up a little bit, right? We had A and B, we had C and D. Then we get to have a little bit of a accumulation of it all to come into play, and it'll be nice to see actually who can come out top when you see these lobbies join together even further.
And one thing we haven't even touched on yet is as further we progress down this line, we're starting at 32 teams now, but towards the last weekend we're going to be down to 16 teams. So I believe after every 4th game day, at least in the first stage, so when every team gets to play twice, then we're going to get rid of the 8 worst performing teams. And the competition is going to get tougher and tougher and tougher. And we might look forward to tomorrow to see, hey, we're going to see new people compete against each other. But the further we go down into this month, we're going to get better and better competition. Like, I mean, yesterday we were excited to see who's doing good. Today we're excited to see who's doing good. But it's going to be so much fun going further down the line and seeing the competition getting even more tough and even more tough.
Hey, it's the way it goes down. And if you guys want to find out more information about what Larson was talking about, the format, the standings, the VODs, and everything else, head over to clubopen.pubgmobile.com. It's where you can see everything and how it's panning out. And also the full standings. Because obviously we're looking at the groups by groups of what we're seeing here today. But you want to also look at, okay, so 3 games have gone underway. How has this positioned some of our teams who are going up against teams who have also got points across 4 games for in total? And if you want to watch any of the games from yesterday, if you want to watch games that you maybe missed, you only came in to catch a couple of the end games here today, well, head over to the YouTube channel. It's just down below. Drop a subscribe, and you can see all the juicy content. And we also broadcast live on there as well. We are worldwide. We're on every platform. We're delivering across the board. And thank you, every single one of you guys, for joining us, because it is much appreciated, as this is more than just an amazing open so far. This is what a lot of these players, we're talking to certain players right now. We're starting to get a feel for it in that sense. And you can see straight away that there's a lot of hard work and practice that's gone onto this on the mobile platform. And I guess when you look at it, you think, okay, look, we've got our scene, we've got our community, and then PUBG Corp just dropped 2.5 mil on it. You're like, okay, I'm living the dream now, baby. I made the right choice.
And it's also really important to point out how much work that actually goes into this.
Yeah.
Because you can see those teams that have been performing, they're consistent. And one thing that people keep asking me when they're like new, hey, Larson, when you play PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds esports, it's just random who wins, right?
Oh, no.
It's just random. It's like, you know, it's a Battle Royale game. It's random, right? But no. Like, we see these games and see these teams, and through today and through yesterday, it's the same teams that keep performing again and again and again. And more often than not, if they do good in one game, you'll see them in top 5 in at least one of the 2 other games.
Now, will we get our first military-based team? Because out of all the Erangel games, we've not seen anyone go military. We've seen a Novo team. We've seen Zaki, which is where face-to-face are going again. But will someone decide, hey, look, I want to jump into military?
I want to see a military circle.
Oh,
you sold me. Can you imagine the bridge camp and everybody trying to cross in panic?
Especially if you're face-to-face, you're opting to go up to Zaki. If it comes to military circle now, they're going to hate you forever, man.
Oh,
and
no.
it worked out in their favor. Now they go, oh, we'll just sit in Zaki for a while. No problem. Just chilling.
I just wanted a military circle.
We got plenty more Erangel games coming over the next few weeks, so maybe you'll get one, mate. Maybe it'll happen. And I like them as well. I like the military circles where you only have like 1 or 2 teams jump it. And Ultra, here we go. They're going to military. Rest obviously Novo again. But what I love is when we get a military circle and you see there's just like 2 teams, one that goes military, one that goes Novo. And then you see all the other teams and they're like, this is going to be rough. And then whoever gets to the bridge first, whoever decides they're going to push over, like you said, can camp it, deal some serious damage, be a real nuisance to any teams coming through. Now it creates so much fun moments.
One thing I actually wanted to point out was that Unique, they, like, the last airplane was really, really far north, and they opted to go all the way down to the military island, and they were the ones who looted Novo. But now I saw them jump around Pachinki. I don't know if they're fighting Pachinki with other teams.
Yeah.
But when the play was good for Novo, they didn't go there. The last game, it was bloody awful for going down there, and they opted to go down there. That's interesting.
3D Max. Now, we spoke about them. They're representing an organization, a prestigious organization across multiple esports games. and they've not had the easiest ride. They're now going up against DM, who's close by. OBS also right near Magic. This is not what you want. Edura's taken some heavy damage as well. He's got to be careful. How do they even try and react to this? Yura's being pushed. He could be going down early on here. Yura starts off onto Fear. They didn't expect him to be holding that position, but how much more can he get done? His teammates come to try back him up, and now all of OBS are getting involved. This is crazy. An early fight between two of the heavy contenders for the top placement points here. And Yura, he's biding his time so well here. Very good movement, good understanding of how this is working out. His teammates have had all the time to fight into it. Ray's there shooting away. Does manage to get one knock. They need to finish him off. They're chasing him down. And finally, OBS get the job done.
I wonder how this happens. Do you think this is a strategic play and they're like, hey, we want to be the #1 seed?
Yeah. They're like, hey, Magic, you like that top spot? It's ours.
I respect that, and I love seeing that. And, I mean, this is something we haven't seen a lot in PUBG sports before, but just because of how point-heavy the placements are, this is the only way you can really deny points from other teams. It's like trying to just eliminate as many players as you can from that team early on so they can't get very far into the game. Like we saw there, Magic had at max 2 alive. The one guy we saw near that just ran away with barely anything and no life left on him.
I do not want to be him, that's for sure. OBS, they delivered a whole world of hurt. It looks like Jay Say is trying to have a look around. He's like, okay, where might this guy be hiding? They're maneuvering away from Master, but if he stands up, he could easily be spotted. He's quite in an open area, so he just needs to bide his time a little bit more and try and act carefully. But regardless now for him, staying alive is the ultimate goal, but this is going to be so difficult still with 61 players and 16 teams alive.
Yeah, and I saw that OBS had 3 kills, so Master is the last man standing, and he does have a lot to fight with, and he has to find loot and make his way into the circle. So, I mean, respect to OBS for saying, yeah, we got this, we can take them on. And here we see in Lipovka, straight, like, as far away you can get from the circle pretty much as Lipovka at this point. And Rusq, or Rusk Square, is meeting up with AST. Jelle is holding the angle, but it looks like Arrow Square is aware of it.
Yeah, they seem to be at least understanding that Lord Forgo over there is having a look around and saying, okay, look, you want to try and poke any of us, we'll be ready for it. It's like a good standoff here on who's going to go first.
But one thing I'm noticing, right, the circle was on the west side of the map, and all of these players that we spectated, they barely have any loot. Can you imagine how much time they're spending right now on this? Not having any loot, and they need to make it across the entire map to just even get inside the safe zone.
Jelly taking some damage there, but they're firing off. We've also got Unique getting involved against CRM. Bit of a battle between these two straight off the gates, and CRM at least coming in with some backup. But Old Boy in a really nice spot there, getting it done from the hill. They did not expect him to push out, and now CRM heavily under pressure. How do you try and counter this? Because getting the revive up is going to be ever so difficult. Old Boy gets taken down by Sandro, but is that going to be able to be traded out very quickly here? Sandro is pushing forward. Unique have got to be able to deal with it, and that's exactly what they do. As long as they can now save Old Boy, they should have a good position to keep themselves going, because the rest of CIM are still a little bit further away.
Yeah, and they just went away from that fight. They don't want to have anything more of this. And good little fight from Unique.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, it looks like they have one US, and I don't think this is a great spot in the circle. It's going to be in the southeastern corner. But I don't think we've seen Unique being very center heavy, so maybe they're happy with staying here. And hopefully they can get some loot of this, because they didn't land in the city. I saw them jump around Pachinki, and I don't think they've had a lot of compounds to loot. So hopefully looting the 2 CRM buddies might give them a little bit more to work with. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. He has 1 med kit, nothing else, not even a helmet to his name. Oh, he has 1 helmet now, but that's not what you want to have to begin a game with, in my opinion.
No, that was a tough start, right? Because obviously, Old Boy was the one that pushed out. The rest of them held the compound on their own.
Look at it. He only has 1 energy drink to his name right now.
Dreams have been broken. But you never know if they can pick up a couple of extra kills, do a little bit more looting. They've got some time on their hands. They should hopefully be able to keep themselves going for it.
But to my understanding, you might not quote me on this, but the way these standings works is in the first round, so in the first 4 days of gameplay where everybody meets each other, it's only the bottom 8 teams that get eliminated.
Okay.
So, I mean, Unique, they're especially over that threshold, but if these points continue on to the next group, then you want to rack up as many points as possible so you can stay safe. So
You don't want to take that risk.
I
right?
wouldn't be happy with like sitting below the top 8. Like, I mean, you want to be in the top 5 at least, in my opinion, and then you're like kind of happy and you know you're gonna be safe. But if you're down at like around the 10th, the 12th spot, and you're like starting to have a bad game, then this gets really, really worrying.
Ultra once again, though. This time on to CRM, the rest of that team. They could be eliminating a team straight away off the bat here, single-handedly. Can they get it done? Push-up comes in. CRM go down. So Ultra, they hold their ground. They manage to get it done. CRM can't catch a break, running into multiple squads there. A well-held position and not too much damage done towards them. OBS, though. Okay, so they dealt with the first problem in Magic. Let Master walk away, so they killed 3 of them. Now, they're potentially going up against B13.
It's so funny to see. It's always the same teams fighting again and again.
They're like, hey guys, we're at the top. Let's have a little battle here. It's like, no, don't do it now. Do it to the end.
But I mean, these teams, they have played this so much and they kind of have a good feeling as towards where they think it's going to end. And that's how you see that the teams like OBS and B13 are already fighting. Here, Cube come on. I love this place. Pachinki, awesome place to drop, but they're not fighting for very much right now. As you can see, it's not even in the circle there, so it goes far to the northwest. And it's actually favoring F2F face-to-face, who had a fantastic first game of Erangel.
Now, we spoke about them crates, mate. That crate is in sight of face-to-face, and there's no other teams around it. Should they go for it? Should they not?
The thing is, face-to-face doesn't have the information that everything around them is clear, right? We see that as observers, but when you're a player in this kind of game, you're like, hey, can I just drive 1,000 meters away from you guys to get some loot? And they'll be like, no, we don't want to lose you.
Don't take the risk. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
See, I'm that guy who'd be like, guys, I've just seen something over here. You guys wait. I like the idea of this good loot.
I like doing the, I'm getting a phone call. I'll be right back. And then, there's like, guys, I have a full team with me. I need some help.
And then they're like, you made your own grave here, man. You can just chill.
We just saw that buggy flip in the blue, and he gets knocked out. Hopefully he can get the rest. Wait, is it on fire? Wait, why is he not resting? I think he would have time to pop a first aid and rest his teammate. What? But wait, look at that! Their entire team is knocked. He's the last man standing, and his buggy was... Wait.
Why would you not bring your teammate up? This makes no sense. 99 problems shooting up onto B13, the Golden Boys. Jelly's just died out to the zone. Show has written. Asterion here. They are not playing this well. Not ideal at all from them as Nukes, he's come out.
Interesting he didn't decide to flush. And yeah, we just see Asterion. They're dying in the blue. I
don't get it.
I don't know. We don't know what happened to all of their players. Maybe some could have disconnected. But I mean, we saw the buggy flip. And that's at least killing one. And he had all the time in the world to rest and revive him.
Here we go. Show us it. Come on. Oh, how are you going to bait us with a replay? Oh, there we go. The flip comes in.
But we saw this, right? But it doesn't explain the 2 team members that was already knocked before this. Am I right? Unfortunately.
This is Lord Forgo just saying, I don't care about my teammate. Like, you can just chill in the back. But I don't, okay, we're not heavily into circle damage. They can still stay alive. You could have easily revived him. I know maybe he was trying to save his teammates, but they died out anyway. So I can't comprehend the decision-making here. There's no way I can think this was a logical decision.
I want to pull some bad meme and saying it was past their bedtime. So you're just like, we probably made it.
Night.
No, I don't know. That's not how you want to do it. And this is also another thing you do not want to do. Stay this long in Pachinki that the blue catches onto you. You just want to disengage, get into the zone, and actually try to progress further onto this tournament. There's no point in staying in Pachinki. Literally no reason.
You're saying about going to bed, right? Back in my day when we were playing these tournaments and stuff, and my dad is in Twitch chat right now, and I would be told to go to bed, and I'd say, just let me finish this game, let me get there, and I'd sometimes be able to extend it. I wasn't playing for 2.5 million. If I turned around and said, I'm not going to bed yet, I'm potentially competing for $2.5 million here in terms of prize pool across a game that you guys know I play a lot of, please let me have just a few more minutes. I think parents could be like, you're probably going to make more money than we'd ever make in our lives. Maybe we should just allow you to play the game. That's what sensible parents would do. That's the kind of dad I would be.
I was just trying to find some reason that maybe some people could agree with instead of saying they were trash. And they should get good and not die to the blue zone. But hey, James, thanks for bringing it up.
Okay, last one is firing shots, not in game anymore.
I'm just kidding. You know me.
I like it.
The circle,
I'll take it.
the circle shifted far away from Georgia Pool. We're going to have a 50-50 circle split between the north side and the south side of the river that leads from Georgia Pool through Rostock all the way to Yasnaya. And as a player, it is so hard to play those kind of circles because we've been going over it. It's really nice to keep your vehicle so you can rotate, but you can't really, you have to make a gamble. Oh.
Old boy gets run over. Rest is coming into this, firing away, and they're in a good position to do all the damage from Hospital here. Can they pick up any further kills? They're just looking out the windows, well aware of what's going on as teams roll on by them.
Can't believe Unique got run over
there. That nade! He's going for the full distance. Doesn't quite make it, but I respect the attempt.
I'm not a grenade master, but that's further than you can throw.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Pretty good. He got his super arm out, he charged up, and he went, woo! Wasn't quite a home run.
I want you to show the viewers what you just showed me. Supercharger doing the helicopter?
It's like some Dragon Ball style grenade throwing. I don't know where we were going with it. We should have like a mini cam for us at times when I do these crazy gestures.
C-Set, they're pushing onto Ultra here. C-Set with Javan just getting 2 knocks already.
Wow, good start from
3
them.
knocks.
Ultra under pressure. Ultra. This is not looking good for them. One player alive, and CZ, they're coming alive. They're ready to fight this off. Quickly jumping, very fast movement. Trying to spot out this last player. Going on the hunt. Oh, will he see him? He's snaked out. Must have had an idea. Takes the shots onto him. Can't find the kill. Will he just go in for the finish off? Tries to keep his teammate up. Apo spraying back down. Apo managing to help it and make it work. And Ultra will be eliminated. CZ hanging on by the skin of their teeth there onto that final player. But luckily, the teamwork came in. The refrag was on point.
Yeah. I always wonder, like, when I hold a compound, you want to make sure that people can't just drive up for free without getting any knocks.
Yeah.
And when Ultra lets C-Set go over to the compound with all 4 people alive when they arrive, it gets so much harder to defend the compound. So when you're holding a compound, you need to be aggressive and not let people be able to just drive up in a vehicle and have everyone alive. If you knock 1 or 2 in the way, then it gets a lot easier to defend the compound. And OBS, they're having a picnic in the blue?
Chilling.
Wait,
Yeah.
they were literally having a picnic in the blue.
They're confident.
What? look at that. They were having a picnic in the blue.
Do you know what they're saying? They're like, we are the best, and we can take some chill time. We're going to eat some food and get these chicken dinners. Larson's face right now.
I'm just smiling. I enjoyed that. I think that's exactly what they're doing. Are you sure you're not playing right now?
It's just me. It's just them masterminding the whole operation behind this.
Mm-hmm. You can obviously not see us, but that's why James is saying with his phone right now. And OBS actually gets taken down by the play zone. We do see 3D Max pushing on towards Rest, trying to get a spot in the zone, trading back and forth. Nobody have got knocked yet, really.
I'm so baffled by teams that are just like, oh, okay, don't worry. I don't understand.
Are you talking about OBS right now?
Yeah.
They were having a pick. They literally just got themselves in a blue, not carrying.
But why? I want to know why. All that Rest cares about is they're seeing other teams go down and saying, all right, it's time for us to come alive. We'll bring the kills. We'll bring some heavy placement points. That's certainly what they need to see themselves go up.
Wait, this circle was really fine to the north and now it hard shifted to the south. And this is what I'm saying. Getting your vehicles across here is not easy. And besides playing the containers, the compound, and a little bit of the hill, there's not much space here where you can confidently play.
Twitch chat, when I come in at the end of the game, someone needs to explain to me, what is this method of madness OBS just decided to use?
Both OBS and Asterion, right?
Yeah, yeah.
2 teams that defeated themselves in the blue. I don't know if Asterion did it on purpose, but OBS, they were like, yeah, we're having a picnic.
They literally wanted a picnic. They're chilling. They're that confident in their own ability. Maybe they're just being fair to the other teams and saying, all right, you guys can catch up. We're not worried.
Are you sure they didn't have to go to bed, James?
Do you know what? The bed story is becoming more and more realistic at this point.
I mean, I couldn't tell you. I've lived alone for like the past 7 years. I haven't had anyone tell me to go to sleep. But who's going to sleep now is Unique as they're getting fired upon by this many teams.
Oh, wow.
Both face to face, and I believe it's Russ. It's just hammering them down,
Oh,
and
boy,
they get
like,
eliminated.
He's just running side to side, bullets sprayed all over him. Oh my god, Euro was the only OBS player left alive, and he's still going to go down. So Euro's the only one that didn't have to go to bed, and now he's been put to bed by CZ.
Fantastic.
He was like, I got this solo play. Oh man, it's all over. I'm going to bed as well. I'm done.
Unfortunate. Here we have White Poles. They've been sitting in this compound comfortably for this long, but at least in the next circle, I'm assuming they're going to have to leave and cross the river somehow. But for a little while longer, they can try and gatekeep some of these teams that are still north of them. We see a no-judgeable team here in B13. They've been playing so well this entire tournament, and I think they're just going to send it to the water, make it across to the containers.
And why not B13 know that some of their key opposition for those standing points have already gone out. 99 problems, they're still in it, still firing off. We're still seeing them on the scoreboards here. Rose Square looking to see if they can get another win potentially off the back of their previous one. And we haven't had back-to-back wins, which makes this interesting. It's always a potential.
Yeah, we saw that yesterday, but that was so funny.
Wasn't back-to-back though, was it? It was just 2 wins.
It was 2 in a day, but they had 2 really amazing games and then 2, I would say, atrocious games.
Random ones, yeah.
They were like all in their place, which sometimes works, and you can win games by making that one rotation where you put 4 in a car and just smash a compound and hope for the best.
And it really was that. If you guys have no idea what we're talking about, we saw some crazy games yesterday. I recommend you watch it on the VODs on YouTube.
Here we see face-to-face, fighting against Russ, the last 2 squads of the last game. Shooting at each other, but they both have to move towards the circle here. We actually see one of B13's guys in the shack just south of face-to-face. He's alone there.
He's trying to land those shots. The smoke is now down, and he's just going to continue to tap away through it. And why not? Because if you can connect one, that's going to do a hell of a lot of damage, and you're going to cause more of a world of hurt for Rose Squared.
Look at that. Face-to-face are just trapping in Rose Square. They don't want to have them to have any chance to get into the zone. But they do need to hit the shots here, moving closer. Rest, they're pushing onto TQK. Hitting a few nades. Since Rest have gotten a few knocks, I want to see them push onto the compound.
Rose Square still having to fight this off. Impressive they managed to revive everyone. They've got the smokes down. The vehicles have been blown up though, so it's going to be tough for them to try and escape this with so many teams around them. Face-to-face pushing up on them. Face-to-face, loser man gets dropped down. Falling now needs to know how to react to this. It's going to be tough for them to revive him in this open. They've got plenty of utility and grenades to work with if they want to try and do that. But if you stand too long on the top of this hill, other teams may get involved. Woo. Close enough.
It actually did get a re-knock onto Mello, but one thing I wanted to point out, you see here face-to-face, they keep getting knocked, and they should never push out of the zone. They had the zone, they had to wait for West Square to get in there, and it might just cost them, James.
This would be a big loss, not what they would have wanted at all. Falling, looking to do some damage. He's got the spray down. Finds himself the first knock, but he's instantly traded out. It's not working out for him this time around. And Rose Square are looking to take a confident push on this. Very well held. They managed to do all the damage, and they eliminate face-to-face our previous winners.
They do lose 2 players off it, but face-to-face mistake there. They had the circle. They could just wait for the blue to push Aero Square or Arrow Square in. Maybe they gotten a little bit overconfident. We see 99 problems.
He's still doing more damage, this time on the B13. Rose Square, they are firing on all cylinders. No one is coming to mess with them. Just constant shots, constant damage, constant kills.
Look at Magic, our solo player from the beginning is somehow still alive.
Going.
He sent it to the water, but surely White Poles are not going to let him stay alive here.
I'd love to see how many kills Rose Square have now. That's easily got to be like 8+.
They're really showing up in these last 2 Erangel games.
Yeah. They're like, Erangel, it's our home. We're going to dominate other teams. And when OBS aren't there, we're going to make it possible, especially after we've eliminated face-to-face.
But we're down to a top 8 now. We still have Magic in. We have Arrow Square. We have BI13. And those 3 teams, I think they've almost gotten top 5 in every single game we played today. Or at least 2 out of the 3 we played previously. The consistency just keeps showing up for them. Terry's playing a frogman here. He's hoping nobody can see him. He wants Outer Square to push down here. We can see the circle above updated, and we know they have to go south. Across the water.
What?
What?
Okay, that's fine. That makes sense now. I was seeing what Rest were doing with the smokes, and then I see the vehicles, and now it's like, oh, okay, you're trying to make a bit of a blockade.
But I would use the trees, right? If you cross the street, you go to the trees, you get a better spot in the zone, and you have the option to deny other teams access to the zone. If they're there, I don't know.
It's gone down. Mello's able to reply. They're keeping it going. Cum's been dropped on the floor. Mello firing off still. This is a good battle across the water.
Yeah.
Master's just in the middle of it all swimming.
Yeah, and remember, he lost his 3 teammates straight at the beginning of the game to OBS, who died in a picnic. They were like, we killed 3 Magic, it's fine, we're going to be #1. But maybe not.
You know what they want? They want to be immortalized in the game as a picnic in that spot where they just like have an OBS tombstone. Dark Angel, he's gone out now. 6 teams remain. B13, they think they managed top 7 there. Now 99 Problems, they're going out. Masters finally finished off. 5 teams remain. Nades going out here from 99. They're trying to catch more than a few Problems this time around. They want to try and get the win. 4 teams remain, and White Pulse up and in it.
3 players standing, 3 kills. They still have to move into the zone. They're playing very, very far back. I mean,
taking the shot.
That's true. I just like to see people being confident, pushing in, taking more ground. And these 3 guys are just hovering on top of each other right now.
Can they be overconfident though as well? Like, can it pay off in a bad way in that sense?
I mean, I just don't like seeing 3 guys at the same tree. So like smoking up and like trying to play different angles is really, really good. But here...
He just sprayed through that smoke and still managed to get another one. He's knocking them down for days. It's 9 kills for 99 Problems. And they're just loving all the 9s.
But yeah, you need to take different angles. You cannot just all hug each other.
Well, this is why it's working out so well for 99, right? Because they've got nukes up in the background. He's just holding it and saying, okay, what's going on in this position? The other 3 are moving forward, but they're very split up. We see Rest still using the cars as coverage. They've gotten the smokes down. They're trying to make sure they're being like able to grab some space here. And the crazy thing is, we're only on phase 6.
Yeah, I'm loving this, but the terrain has just not allowed people to play safe.
Rest push out. Nukes has to be careful. Apo's still up there from CZ as well. He's just spraying through the smoke, hoping to pick up some kills, hoping to do some extra damage here. Can't quite make it connect as of yet.
99 Problems. Do you remember how passive they played in the first 2 games?
Yeah.
They've definitely turned it around, and they showed they're here to play.
And they're doing more damage. Matic onto Ghetto. Warfin trying to spray through it as well. Rest, as soon as they move, more shots come out towards him. Grenades are going out now as well. He takes a bit of damage back himself, but he's still trying to hold his ground. White Pulse have come into it, and that nade works out. Salty's gone down. Ghetto's finished off as well. 99 Problems, and grenades are certainly not one. It's working out for them, and they're utilizing it perfectly.
Yeah, and you can see Matic here. He's so aware of the player in the back, and they take him down easily.
They just wrecked them all. 99 Problems now. Only 1 more player for them to find. Gnarly may get knocked, and they're not going to risk it. They'll revive him anyway.
Nate's coming in. Ooh, it's Molotov.
Oh, he's burning alive. He's not going to be able to stand up. White Pulse will go in 2nd place as he ticks away. The burn is happening, and the win goes for 99 Problems. Grenades and wins. That's the way you get it done, and that's a lot of kills.
16?
Whew.
I think that's 16 kills.
16 kills and 30 points. That's a huge step up for 99 Problems. Jay-Z will be proud of them, as I'm sure they are proud of themselves.
I just caught that pun there. And yeah.
It's like you laughed afterwards. You're like, oh, yeah. I love it, Larson. We can do some hip-hop magic. It'll be fine.
I am not very good at hip-hop.
I'll educate you. We'll start busting out some Kendrick.
Yeah?
Go old school, a bit of Dr. Dre, some Wu-Tang. As long as you don't start dropping the words they use on broadcast, because I like to keep my job.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, a lot of hip-hop music uses not very friendly phrases and stuff.
You got away with it yesterday, but it's fine.
Wait, I mean, I wouldn't say that's the most concerning word they would say in the songs.
Yeah, definitely not.
All right. Here we see some people that just wanted to go to sleep, one way or the other. We'll see more of that later.
I'm straight up finding the answers to this. Be ready for me, people.
Yeah, we need to get in contact with the players.
It's like, OBS, okay, you seem to be having fun, but Asterion, like, what was the game plan? Literally the only logic I could make out of that decision from Asterion is he was leaving the one teammate to go revive two, but then they died anyway, so it all failed on timing. I don't know, but
it would be nice if we could get in touch with the players and figure it out. Here, Rest, they easily fend off 3D Max. 3D Max, team that has been a little bit disappointing me today. They haven't really shown any. I mean, I don't think they've shown much potential throughout the games today.
And 99 Problems, right? Huge game comes out from them.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing with Rose Square, for me, was really nice because they just stepped up when it came to Erangel. Like, they were hungry, they were fighting. Yes, they went out a bit earlier than what they probably would have liked to hear in terms of this fight that they had to take. But they battled back so many teams that kept pressuring them.
Yeah. Really well played to them. I mean, here, it doesn't really matter how good you are. Just look, 4 teams looking at you, and you have to cross down a big open hill and then swim in the water. There's not much you do, but they did manage to get a top 8 placement with a bunch of kills as well.
And this was really nice as well. This is where 99 started to truly come alive, right? Constantly firing, constantly engaging in fights, but doing it as a unit. And these grenade placements was... We were talking yesterday, right? There was a lot of grenades that weren't really being used effectively yesterday.
Yeah.
Today, 99 Problems just showed everyone how it should be done.
Definitely.
Well, that will see us at the end of day 2 already, Larson. And do you know what? Today brought a whole nother level of hype. I nearly lost my voice. We were freaking out at certain things happening. Window jumps, grenades coming into play. I'm very interested to see how these standings are going to flip up on it all. And if you guys want to check out any of the standings or any of the information here for the Club Open 2019 for PUBG Mobile, head over to PUBG Mobile. Oh, it's clubopen.pubgmobile.com. There we go. I've nailed it all the other times, and on the last one, it all falls apart. And if you want to watch the VODs, if you want to see all our content we're putting out, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel below, and you will not want to miss any of the action. And also, you can catch up with some of the other regions, because, for instance, you may only have time to watch one region at the moment live, for example, like you guys watching Europe as we're here talking to you. But you might want to go and see some of the other regions. All of it's going to be on YouTube. You can catch up, make sure you know what's going on. And the VODs will give you a good indication of maybe some of the other teams and regions of how they'll play out. But 99 Problems and points, 46. Huge for them. 16 kills off the back of that. The closest team to them, 26 points up on White Pulse. CZ up in there, which is nice to see because they've not really been up there. What is overall impressive is B13 and Magic still got themselves within it overall, right? Still battling out, still fighting within that top 8 spot, regardless of how badly the start was there for Magic especially.
Yeah, I mean, my team today, my favorite LBS, just because of the Miramar win and how they took those fights.
Yeah, that was the smart play, right? That was the
smart play? It was the guy jumping out the window twice.
Yeah, but
I mean, I wouldn't call it the smart play. I would call it the ballsy play, the cool play, the fun play.
So I called it he had the biggest balls, in terms of PUBG Mobile and what he managed to achieve there. But I think it was a smart play when we look back at it, just because he revived his teammate, right? Could have just been healing up. But it's smart because, you know, the other 2 members at the time of B13, they'd be thinking, no one's going to push us, no one's going to do this. And all of a sudden, this guy barrels out the window, just finishes them off. Game over, lights out. And it's going to be lights out for us now. We're done for another day, Larson. We've had fun. We've had your red panties on some players to enjoy and look at. We've had crazy kills. We've had crazy nades. We've had a crazy fun day. I hope you guys have enjoyed the broadcast. We're having a lot of fun here covering the Club Open 2019 for PUBG Mobile. Make sure you guys come back and join us tomorrow. It's 8 p.m. CEST. We'll be back with the next groups coming your way, and I cannot wait to get back involved in all of it. See you guys tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Do you play PUBG Mobile? Maybe you never run out of stamina. Maybe you're always aware of your surroundings. Maybe you're an amazing cook with the pan. Maybe you're a great driver. But as soon as you hear the sound of an airplane, you get into the zone. In PUBG Mobile, you all come from different walks in life. But you face the same dangers on the battleground. and you become friends. You work together to overcome the obstacles. This is PUBG Mobile. There's a number one in all of us. Welcome to the PUBG Mobile first anniversary party. PUBG Mobile. Be the one.
1 year ago today, PUBG Mobile went online in over 200 countries. On the 1 year anniversary of the game, we're here with you to witness the honor and the glory. The anniversary Royale Pass will go live as scheduled with the usual variety of rewards and a load of anniversary exclusive items, such as the brilliant anniversary outfit, the retro anniversary set, and the L&Q Chicken M762 finish. Don't miss out. PUBG Mobile, be the one. UC spent in Royale Pass will be fully refunded as your Royale Pass ranks up, so you can buy next season's pass. Royale Pass, you deserve it. Royale Pass Season 6 is here. This season's theme is 1 year anniversary of PUBG Mobile, with lots of rare items. We've also added lots of more realistic and hardcore items to your Royale Pass rewards. Turn yourself into an elite soldier. UC spent in Royale Pass will be fully refunded as your Royale Pass ranks up, so you can buy next season's pass. Royale Pass.
Ha! Gotcha. Royale Pass. You deserve it.
Hi.
Hey, buddy.
Yo, Mike, are you ready?
Wait. Should I go with the UMP9 or use it?
Guns out, guns out.
Gear up for summer.
You ready?
Okay. Well,
Ready?
Sorry. I'm late.
Any plans for fall break?
Happy
graduation! You made it, bro. So proud of you.
Sorry I'm late. What a day.
I hear ya.
Get
Come on!
Hey!
Watch out! Take this!
That's
Hey!
a real battleground.
Are you ready?
Zombie, Darkest Night, the newest mode in the zombie universe, is here. This time, the rules are different. No more parachuting, as players will be placed at random locations on the map when the match begins, and there is no single winner. Players must work with their teammates to spend one long night in the match and stay alive until the sun comes up. Waves and waves of zombies will spawn during each of the 3 foggy periods at night, and supplies should only be scavenged when the fog fades. The main objective is not to defeat other players, though this doesn't mean they are harmless. Players may need to work with other teams when necessary, but should also watch their backs in case the Fragile Alliance goes south. This will be a unique experience for every player involved. This new mode also comes with a passive skill for every player. Understanding the skill will be the key to staying alive in this long night. Can you ride out the night?